And welcome back, everybody, to day number 2 of World Team League 2022 Winter Qualifier. I'm your host, Light VIP, and with me for the first time ever, now with a cam, he is no longer a cat. We have been deceived. It is AsherBro.
Meow. Hello.
Oh my god. Hello, Asher. Hello, mate. Welcome to the second day, and mate, we had a pretty good day one.
Yeah, day one was it wasn't exactly brief. It was a lot of games to get through, but in terms of effort, it was kind of just Vindicta said, hold my Modelo, everyone. I'm gonna take this one. And they're all cheering from the sidelines while he churned his way through that with a 7-0 record. Really impressive run from Vindicta.
Yeah, he had an impressive run, and we'll see if any one of our players can mimic that kind of run here as we are getting into round number 2. We are here, the CranKy Ducklings, and we are up against the Juggernauts.
Yes, that's right. And the first representative for the Juggernauts, spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner. It is the Blue Zerg from the Philippines, and representing the Juggernauts, it is EnDerr.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the American Terran player himself. He is yellow, representing us, the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan.
Good to see him in that duck yellow. Very important.
Yes, it was a part of the contract, I can confirm.
None of that imitation orange. We will only accept yellow.
Exactly. And it's great to see him here again. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him yesterday. He was there. You know, many of our Ducklings were there just waiting in anticipation. He was in the chat. But unfortunately, they weren't able to really show what they're made of. They weren't able to display their play. And I was worried because I was messaging Dolan earlier today and I wasn't getting any responses, and I was like, oh my god, is he gonna wake up in time? Like 10 minutes before the hour, he did message me, and I was like, wait, we're good.
It's okay. He's like, can't Vindicta just do it?
I have to play the game? I have to, what? Oh my god. So no pressure. The first thing I said to Dolan was like, okay, now it's your turn to all kill.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a 7-0 performance, puppy. Anything less and you're off the team. Vindicta set the bar pretty high.
We're gonna cut your salary and give it to Vindicta, mate. That's what we're gonna. Oh god. No, but much...
They were fighting for the jerseys, now they're fighting for the salary.
It's just getting worse, Papi. It's just getting... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God. No, but I have a lot of faith here in Dolan, and we have much love here for our fellow Duckling, and we'll see how he does. Already the first Reaper's coming across the map, and, ooh, EnDerr being very greedy here. He didn't make a single ling.
Yeah, this is, I think I've seen this before on your stream, Liat. The old, drones instead of lings move.
Oh, he's coming back, Papi. He's coming back.
Yeah, comes back in a little bit unfortunate on that grenade there. He's actually going to get that Reaper killed before it can take out any other drones, but that was a pretty significant disruption for EnDerr. I'm going to be completely honest, I have no idea whether that was worth it or not. Because of course, those 2 drones, the extra that you get instead of the lings, if you don't lose them, I suppose you're not in the worst spot.
Yeah, he only lost 1 drone in the end, and sure, there was a little bit of lost mining time and some lost minerals because of the cancels. We would have to somehow do the math on that, but I think that's kind of an okay thing for EnDerr. And there's a couple of other things going on right now. We didn't really get to talk about it. We do cast our own Southeast Asian players quite a bit, and they are very unique, very incredibly unique, and this is a part of it. EnDerr, he's delaying his third base by quite a bit for a good reason. He's not even hiding it, by the way, just as a part of the wall. Roach Warren.
Yeah, this is a very offbeat opening. Not only has he gone for drones instead of the initial lings, which is, you know, a little bit of a weird way to go around things, he's even gone for an overlord speed and roaches at the same time. So the very weird opening that we're seeing here out of EnDerr. But on the side of Dolan as well, he's going for something pretty crazy himself. He's actually going for a BC 3cc opening.
Oh my god. There's that fusion core, but because of Overlord speed, EnDerr is gonna dive. Is he gonna? He dives in and he will spot the fusion core. He does confirm that BCs are gonna be coming. And again, BCs, they take some time and the roaches are already coming out.
Yeah, I have to question a little bit this choice to go BCs after losing the Reaper. Making a Roach Warren in response to killing the Reaper is something that these SEA Zergs do tend to do quite a bit. So I'm not sure if this is Dolan not being so familiar with these players or just wanting to take a little bit of a risk himself, but it's going to be very hard to have enough units to deal with these roaches.
Yeah, the roaches are coming out across map. Dolan finally scouts them. He's fully aware, and I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to the low ground. He does have a decent amount of Hellions, and he does have the first BC on the way. Marauder on the way as well. They will help, but again, BCs take so long to produce.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to get these up, and the bunkers are so late as well. These are just not ready in time at all, and he's going to have to give up this low ground or fight with his SCVs.
Yeah, he decides to give up the low ground. He pulls every single worker into the main base. He does have a couple of Marauders now forced to cancel those bunkers. Ay, ay, ay. The BC is on the horizon. It's not going to take too long. Bearing in mind that the behind us EnDerr is going to be droning. He is working on his economy.
Yeah, the thing is, EnDerr already threw down his third before even committing to this, and Dolan at the front, they're losing that super depot. That's really annoying. That's going to be quite a significant delay on the supply, so he's going to be supply locked for a little while there. This BC will eventually clean up these roaches, but to be honest, it's not really what you want to be doing with the BC. You want this to be a surprise teleporting in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, EnDerr's already getting ready back at home. Dolan, he just teleports across the map immediately into a Spore, into a Queen. Only one Spore and one Queen. Looking at the units tab, we have 6 Queens in total. That should be enough to deal with this first BC, especially since that Spore is just dishing out so much damage already. But the target fire is pretty good. 5 drones do go down.
Yeah, really nice target fire on the drones, and the choice to teleport straight into the main like this, it is important that this BC gets some damage, and 5 drones is definitely a nice amount of damage. If it was not for the delay on the mining at the natural, I think this would be more than enough, but considering how much Dolan's build has been delayed at this point, I'm thinking he's in a pretty rough position.
Yeah, it's such an interesting game, right? Because I completely agree with you. I feel like that BC needs to do more damage. At the same time, it was a 3cc build, and Dolan's already going to land his 3rd base, and EnDerr's still only on 3 himself. So I think the potential is there to really catch up. But the other thing to bear in mind is that EnDerr is committing with roaches, by the way. He's going for 1-1. He isn't going to be adapting or trying to add to his composition here with any kind of banelings or lings.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing some extra gases being taken. We're seeing a 4th base being taken as well, so it's possible this won't be completely all in as a 1-1 Roach max out. He might drone up a little bit more and go into something like a Bane Ravager style, but considering the BC opening and how many delays there have been, it's going to be hard for Dolan to have the right unit count to hold his 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a little bit risky, and EnDerr, he's going for it. He's going for the Drop Alerts. He has Overlord speed as well. He wants to make use of these Queens.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So I wonder if he thinks it's mech. This is something that I've seen a lot versus mech builds where you get the Queens in the Dropper Lords, you bring your Roaches for a big Roach push and back it up with the Queens, kind of like those old ZVP Queen Walks, and it can be really effective against mech, but I'm not really sure, honestly, how well it goes versus fire.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have 1 tank in the back line, bearing in mind that EnDerr won't have any Ravagers to speak of. I don't know if he's going to morph any in prematurely. We do see that Dolan's already going to be moving out. I feel like this drop is pretty crucial just to scout the army, just to recognize what is going on.
Yeah, I think Dolan has recognized the danger of the situation because he's actually going up to 8 racks off 3 bases. So this is something that you'd normally consider a bit of an all-in, but I think in this case he's just trying to be safe against the aggression of EnDerr.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the roaches are already starting to work on those rocks. EnDerr hasn't droned up in quite a long time. 66 drones is all he has to work with, and this double drop is going to do quite a lot here just to keep EnDerr busy, just to slow him down a little bit while Dolan gets ready and gets into his production, because honestly, he doesn't have too much here.
Yeah, this is one advantage you have against a Roach player when you're playing Bio, is you can really do a lot of damage and harass with the drops, but turns out Dolan's not the only person who has drops available to him. EnDerr setting up a little bit of multi-prong of his own.
Yeah, we have 2 Overlords set up, one to go into the main, one to go into the natural. It looks like Dolan has spotted them. At the same time, the main army is going to be pushing in towards that 3rd base. You can see a bit of a stim, but the Overlord has survived, and EnDerr is pushing in.
Yeah, and I just don't think there's enough to hold this third here. He's going to have to give this up, kind of like what he did with the natural, but it does look like he's going to try to hold it with the tanks. I just don't see that much bio here for Dolan, but a little bit more coming to reinforce from the natural now.
Yeah, a little bit more is coming in. The BC's coming in as well, bearing in mind that as this is happening, we do have the drop into the natural base, so EnDerr is dealing some economic damage. But what about his main army?
Ooh. Oh, big biles landing there. That's going to make it a lot more difficult for Dolan to hold here, but the army of EnDerr is starting to be whittled down.
Yeah, exactly. The third base may go down as well. EnDerr doesn't have too much more sustainability here. There are still a lot of Marines in the backline, but oh my god, he's focusing down the CC. Up.
Oh, this third base is burning, and the biles are going to take it out. Oh, that's a huge blow for Dolan. He's effectively all in now, but he's taking out the entire army of EnDerr.
Yeah, exactly. The army is going to go down. When it comes to the overall army supply, Dolan is going to be ahead here. He's going to pull everything that he has across the map, and there is a moment here where EnDerr is at his weakest. 2-2, though, is on the horizon. In a couple of moments, it's going to finish up. It may finish up just in time for the fight.
Yeah, 2-2 is on the way. The other thing that's on the way is pathogen glands, and this is a little bit of a comeback mechanic. If things do start to get dicey for EnDerr and he manages to get some infestus out, he could land a big bile to change the tides of the fight, but yeah, it looks like Dolan just doesn't have enough at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough to really contend with this army. The Road Trav just going to just rush across the map. The BC is doing a lot to whittle away at this. But again, as you were saying, Dolan is stuck only on 2 bases. There's no really other way out of this. I guess technically he could try and lift up the main base if he really wants to try and take the third. But I don't know if there's any real potential there.
Yeah, he's definitely in a rough spot, and meanwhile on the side of EnDerr we see a Spire starting up and we see Infestus starting up. He's going to the next step, so he won't be caught stuck on this Roach army either, but he's looking to attack now.
Yeah, he's looking to attack. He gets caught out a little bit. We have Baneling speed on the way, plus on melee as well. He wants to transition. He wants to refine his army and get into more Ling, Bane, Infestor, Roach Ravager. And that's a scary thing because Pathogen Glands is done. We're going to have some Infestors. We're going to have some Fungals for the fight.
Yeah, but meanwhile we do see these roaches already being dropped in the back here, so EnDerr was very patient with those, waited for the right moment, and he's getting a lot of SCV damage for his troubles.
Oh, he definitely is. Meanwhile, Dolan is going to try and work his way through the through the center of the map. The first fungal does connect. It does connect with the Marines.
Yeah, that's a huge fungal, and there is no retreat in this fight for Dolan, but he does have a lot here, and the tanks are providing such great support in the back line, so...
They are, but as the game goes on a little bit longer, EnDerr, he's just making more and more army. Again, all he has to do is defend. Dolan is 100% all in. A lot of tanks do catch some of the reinforcements, but EnDerr's going for a mass surround.
Yeah, huge surround coming in from EnDerr, and he's got so many Banelings. Even the slow Banelings are able to get on top of that bio, and everything for Dolan is going down.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The only thing surviving is 3 Marines, and that BCGG gets called, and EnDerr takes the first game.
GG. Very strong game coming out from EnDerr, and really it was a little bit of a build order win at the start there, going for those 8 roaches against the very greedy 3cc BC opening of Dolan, and even killing the Reaper, so Dolan didn't find out until the last moment, and it's so hard to get back into the game after you've lost your natural mining for so long.
It really is. It really is. Like, that was just a... oh, God. That was just a rough start there for Dolan to go for that BC, to go for such a greedy build overall. Oh, God. But as a reminder, this is a best of 2, so even though Dolan is going to be knocked out here, he still has a chance to knock out EnDerr as well. He does have a second game available to him, and it is going to be on Cosmic Sapphire.
Yeah, so we do have the next map loading up on Cosmic Sapphire, and if Dolan's looking to do something like that, again, a little bit more of a cheeky, greedy build, this probably is a better map for it as well. A little bit of a longer rush distance, and also just a bigger map overall will give him a little bit more room against the aggressive players of EnDerr.
Yeah, exactly. He will have a little bit more of that room. We'll see, hopefully, that he can make use of it, as we are just setting the lobby up and getting everything underway. Oh boy, but that's the scary thing about the Southeast Asian players, is that there are some players that maybe they ladder a little bit more on Europe that aren't too familiar with them, and they don't know necessarily how they play things out. I feel like Dolan is one of those players. Yeah, it can sometimes be a bit of a rude awakening. You know, these players like EnDerr, Bistork, GogojOey, they're not like too known outside of their own respective regions, and they're pretty amazing players in their own right.
Yeah, that's right. They're very strong players. We've seen recently as well with MeomaikA, who's on this team as well, who we'll probably be seeing a little later on. He's made some very strong runs, especially recently in the DreamHack Valencia. So these are players that are starting to make themselves even more known on the global stage.
Yeah, they really are. And oh boy, we'll see if we can pull this off here. Yo, I'm getting.
We'll see if we can destroy the microphone. Take it out.
Take it out, puppy. Take it out. Ah. Oh my god. Look, I'm invested, puppy. I'm invested. Okay.
Dolan, if you lose this second game, I'm destroying my microphone.
You're replacing it, mate. You're replacing it. Oh god, here we go. We're getting into the second game. We are loading on in, and it is that map indeed. It is going to be Cosmic Sapphire.
Yeah, so we're loading on in here. The other thing I want to point out with this map as well, there is of course the gold base down in the bottom left. So if EnDerr's feeling really crazy, it's possible we'll see a little bit of that.
Oh, definitely, and we'll see if we get more of that roach action this game. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Filipino Zerg player himself representing the Juggernauts. It's the blue Zerg. It is EnDerr.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, in the yellow, so befitting of a duck, it is the CranKy Duckling himself, Dolan.
And he's had enough. He doesn't want to be on the receiving end of this cheese. He is going for some proxy Raxes.
Yeah, it looks like Dolan said, I've had enough of these drawn-out games. I just want to get this over and done with, just put the smashing on, and he's going for a 2-rack. So this is definitely my preferred variation of the proxy racks. It's a lot less committed than say a 3-racks or a 4-racks, so you don't have to get quite as much damage. It's a little bit more difficult for the Zerg as well to make that judgment call.
It really is, and honestly, this will work really well if EnDerr doesn't scout this, and if he does decide to skip his lanes again. If you remember, you know, he had a relatively greedy opener last game, and the Overlord is going to be chilling here outside the natural base. He will get eyes on the bunkers when they do get end up on the way, but when will Dolan reveal his hand?
Yeah, it looks like Dolan is going to save up for a couple more Marines. I love this as well, sending out this SCV with a fake scout. This is a really nice touch. If the Overlord did spot that, which I think it did, this is going to do even more to throw off the scent, and it could even be used to show a third SCV and make it look like a 3-rack. There's so much deception coming out here from Dolan.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. The bunkers are being thrown down, and EnDerr does end up spotting all of these SCVs. Is he going to pull the boys again? Typically, if it's going to be a 3-rack, that's not typically the response that you want to go for, but he's going to set up some drones.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm really excited about this. I haven't actually seen someone do this before. If he can sell the story that this is a 3-racks, it is going to change the way that EnDerr plays against it, but it does look like EnDerr seems to realize from the amount of Marines that it does seem like a 2-racks. The danger here is if he gives up his natural.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if he ends up doing so. He has made a couple of links. Queens are going to be on the way as well. Spine does get denied. We don't have a Spine Crawler in the main. It looks like EnDerr is going straight into that Roach Warren.
Yeah, throwing down the extra gas in the Roach Warren. This is a 3-racks response. So Dolan has sold the story that this is a 3-racks, and this is really, really dangerous for the side of EnDerr, because this is something that works really well against a 3-racks, but against the 2-racks, you get that factory a lot faster. We can already see it's halfway along. And if he gives up this base here, that's a huge lead for Dolan.
Yeah, exactly. 2-racks or proxy 2-racks are kind of relatively low commitment, all things considered, out of all the proxy variants. And this hatchery is getting lower and lower. I do believe it is going to go down. There's not enough energy for a transfuse, and EnDerr has to just give it up.
Yeah, this is brilliantly done by Dolan. Really, really clever opening. So he finds himself with a really nice lead, and I think he can just keep these bunkers here as well, just contain the Zerg on his side of the map for as long as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Back at home, factory's already done. We have the CC on the way as well. We're going straight into a reactor. So Dolan from here has the map control. Now it's going to be on EnDerr to try and make something happen here. He hasn't gone for a lair, so the potential to, like, I don't know, go for like a 1-base Nidus across the map or anything like that isn't really there. He's going to have to force his way through these bunkers.
Yeah, that's right, and he does have the Ravagers coming for that purpose to get rid of the bunkers, but this Overlord at the front now is going to see the bad news that there's a factory already finishing the add-on with a starport and a CC on the way, so EnDerr's going to realize just how far behind he is in this position.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, with these Ravagers, he will be able to break on through, and then he has to make a choice. He knows how far behind he is. Is he going to go all in? Is he just going to flood links behind this? Or is he going to try and take this slow and catch up and actually expand and take a base?
Yeah, that's right, but that base hasn't even started yet. So we have second CC almost finished on the side of Dolan, and for EnDerr, he hasn't got a hatchery started at all, so I do think he's in quite an all-in position at this point.
Yeah, exactly, and unfortunately he doesn't have link speed either, so he can't really reinforce with links too well when he does move out across the map. He does have a relatively large force, but back at home Dolan is working on that Banshee. That Banshee should be coming out, and there's no real way to deal with it. I'm trying to think of other ways for EnDerr to come back. Okay, I was going to say maybe the gold base, but he does take his natural expansion, is expanding.
Yeah, we do see the lair on the way there as well, but on the side of Dolan, he's going to have this bunker ready in time. He's going to have the Banshee finished as well. This is not really something that you could normally get to with a 3-rax defense against this, but you can see the advantages of the faster development with the 2-rax, and he's going to be all over this and doing a really good job to recognize that as well, and just backs off.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate that he doesn't force the issue. He doesn't feel too pressured to make something happen with his army. He will be chilling and staying at home instead. He does take a third base, so he's going to be double expanding again to try and catch up, and spores are already on the way. Looking at the vision of EnDerr, he was able to scout earlier with his Overlord. He did see the tech lab on that starport, so he is preparing himself.
Yeah, he did prepare for that accordingly, but at the same time, it does look like Dolan's going for more of a 2-1-1 setup, so this is a pretty standard transition coming out of a 2-rax. You get that fast stim, you get the reactor on the starport for the medevacs, and he'll have a very strong push with a tank or two and a double medevac of stim marines.
Oh god. Exactly, and we'll see how far, or we'll see if EnDerr's able to recognize this and actually prepare for the 2-1-1 in time, and hopefully he doesn't over drone and become a little bit too greedy. The Banshee does rock up at the third base, just doing whatever he can, picking up a couple of creep tumors, chipping away at the third base, sorry, at the spores. Yeah, just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, so that Banshee, of course, doesn't have Cloak, which would have been wasted as well with the Overseers and with the Spores that are around. But meanwhile, on the side of EnDerr, we do see him going for Roach speed, so it's possible that he's going to be going for the same kind of style as that game that we saw earlier.
Yeah, I don't blame him, right? Like, it's going to be difficult to invest into more tech from here, especially when you're behind when it comes to the economy. So we'll see when EnDerr decides to cut droning. We already have more Roaches on the way. To be fair, he needs them because the double drop is going to be coming soon. I say double drop, but oh, we have Hellions, we have tanks, we have so much here in this push.
Yeah, we've got a good amount of Hellions and Marines. Does spot that Changeling as well, but that's important for EnDerr that he gets some eyes on this army. He's going to realize that the time for droning is over. I say that, but he fires up 7 more drones. So he's feeling quite confident, I think. Roaches do help a lot with these kind of defenses, but this is a pretty scary army that Dolan's coming forward with.
Yeah, EnDerr, he sees that he's like, I got this, man. I'm fine. You know, I can drone up from here. We still do have some Roaches on the way, though. So again, he's taking this seriously, just trying to be as greedy as possible, and I do think that's the markings of a good player. He knows that he still needs to drone up, and with these piles he's going to be able to slow this down.
Yeah, he's done a really good job meeting this out on the map, and it's going to make it awkward for these tanks to find a spot to siege up. The tanks even eating some biles there on their way in, but Dolan's just going to shove forward with his superior supply here and see what damage he can get.
Yeah, exactly. He does end up splitting up those tanks. The biles will not connect with the army, just zoning away those Marines, but there's just not enough here to cover these Ravagers. He does end up getting one of those tanks, but that third base is going to be forfeit. He's going to try and save. He's going to try and hold on though.
Yeah, nice biles there, but in his effort to hold on, he loses every Ravager, and that's just as bad, really. Dolan will take either of those, and we can see that Dolan is taking a supply lead now, so I'd like to see, yeah, that third CC on the way already turning into an orbital. That's going to be a nice economic lead for Dolan going further into this game.
Yeah, definitely. Again, that was such a costly fight for EnDerr. Thankfully, he did hold on to his third, and he was able to get away with all the drones that he made earlier. We have 1-1 on the way for both of our players, so he has survived this initial stage. But can he survive the next one? Because Dolan, he's not going to be slowing down from here. He still has these medevacs. He can still be active on the map.
Yeah, that's right, and Dolan has recognized as well the kind of style that EnDerr is going for, so he's going to know that he can take a lot of map control with these Marines, with the drop. He can even start to abuse the lack of anti-air. The queen count should be quite low for EnDerr at this point.
Oh god, yeah, exactly. Looking at the units tab, we only have 3 queens here for EnDerr, 1 queen for each base to inject, and I don't blame him for not replacing them just because of the situation of the game. But yeah, because of that, he's gonna have a hard time keeping up with all these drops. He's gonna have a hard time respreading all this creep.
Yeah, I will say though, to give credit to EnDerr, he's done a really good job of getting this creep spread out, considering how few queens he has. He's made the most of what he has here.
Oh yeah, it's impressive. You know, he only had 1 creep tumor going in each direction, and he basically got to the halfway point across the map. Some of that creep has been cleaned up, and we did see a forced cancel of that 4th base, so EnDerr's still struggling a little bit to keep up with these jobs, but for the creep that he does have, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right, but we can also see this Overlord that Dolan took out did supply block EnDerr quite badly, so Dolan's taking a huge supply lead, already 30 supply ahead, and EnDerr pumping out those roaches. They're not the most supply efficient unit either.
Oh god, exactly, and as you say that, a couple of the Ravagers are going to be focused on. Another queen goes down as well. Again, we can't afford to replace these queens. He's going to try and dive on some more of these roaches. He snips forward, he wants that Ravager. Oh, gets the Overlords instead.
Yeah, Dolan just sharking around with this double drop, taking any damage that he can, abusing that huge advantage in mobility that he has, and just extending his lead without putting too much risk on himself. This is really well played by Dolan so far.
Yeah, so far so good. This is also distracting this main army as the Roach Ravagers trying to chase, trying to shadow these medevacs. At the same time, Dolan is pushing out once again towards that 3rd base, which is weakened from that earlier attack.
Yeah, this is really nicely done. This is exactly what you want to do when you have a supply lead. You want to abuse that advantage that you have to kind of checkmate your opponent, to force them to commit the right amount of army on one side, but they won't have enough army to commit on the other side.
God, exactly. And as you say that, Dolan is rushing on forward. He does go for the scan, clearing up whatever creep he can. We have 4 tanks with this push. We still have that Banshee from the start of the game as well. The Roach Ravager is going to try and keep up with this, but again, I just don't know if he has enough.
Yeah, there's just too many Marines here. These Marines can almost take on the army of EnDerr just on their own, and with only 4 or 5 Banelings morphing in, I just don't think there's enough splash damage here for him to be able to deal with the difference in supply.
Yeah, the other scary thing is that we do not have Bane speed. We don't even have a Ling speed right now. It's still being researched just because of the openers, just because of those roaches. And Dolan's going to push on forward. He scans, he recognizes the kind of window that he has before Baneling speed finishes.
Yeah, he recognizes that he does have that window where his army is stronger. He's just going to shove in here. He's being very patient with his tanks, just leapfrogging them forward, making sure it isn't going to be dived on here by the forces of EnDerr, but he has such a wonderful position here.
Oh my god, he really does. Meanwhile, everything else is, his reinforcements are back at home, getting ready for a bit of a surround. Sorry, getting ready for a counterattack. A surround is coming though. He does get the Baneling Nest, so no more Banelings going to be morphed in.
Yeah, really nice catch there on the Baneling Nest, and he will be able to just pick up and get out of here, and he has another army the same size waiting at home, so this is going to be very hard for EnDerr to find his way back in, and it does look like, at least if things keep going this way, Dolan has kind of redeemed his life in this team league.
Exactly. Oh god, as the rest of the reinforcements are coming in. What I will say is that thankfully EnDerr, his Baneling speed did finish before the Baneling Nest was taken down, so he at least has that going for him. Oh god, but there's barely any creep spread here at the now new 3rd base location. The Madman, I didn't even realize he has a hive. He's going straight for Adrenal. Oh my god.
Yeah, just looking for any way to get back in this game, getting some Vipers as well, trying to find some ways to make his army stronger, because he is all in on this army, but this is not the fight that he wanted. All those Banelings got shredded by the Marines, and I think that's GG. Dolan takes the series back, 1-1.
GG, well played, Dolan. He does take the series back. We do go 1-1. As a reminder, that was a best of 2, which means that both players do eliminate each other. They do kind of go for these punches and they knock each other out. And now, both of us, the Ducklings and the Juggernauts, we need to field 2 new players.
Yeah, so there will be a little bit of deliberation with the teams. We'll have to work out who we're going to send out, but that does mean that both players are eliminated for now. They can, of course, be revived if it comes to an ace match, but for now it is 1-1 between the Ducklings and the Juggernauts. So Yeah, both teams, we both have very strong rosters. Quite a lot of different players that can be fielded here. We have Bistork and MeomaikA on the side of Juggernauts still on the way. So they're very strong players. So we'll have to see who they're going to send out.
Oh, exactly. There's Bistork, there's MeomaikA, there's also GogojOey. That's the other player to really round out their team. I bring that up because I do see GogojOey online. I also see Bistork online as well, to be fair. Oh, good. So yeah, they do have quite a solid team. They don't have any Terran players, so we won't be getting any kind of TVTs or any of those matchups, unfortunately. I know how much you love them, Asher.
Mate, that's how you know that they've got a solid team. You hear that? You hear they got a team that's got no Terrans, and you're like, mate, they're powerful.
What are you shaking my head, Asher? Shaking my head. Onside Gaming has Maru, Poppy. They have Maru.
Yeah, he's not a Terran. He's Maru. It's different.
Okay.
It's different copium.
True. We don't have a Terran. We have Ducks, mate. We have Vindicta. Okay, he's different.
True.
Oh my god. But yes, both teams we're gonna have to deliberate who we want to send out next. I believe we have to get in contact with the admins for that. Should probably also message our player.
Yep, good idea. Yeah, but meanwhile, do you want to applaud as well, Dolan, just for that second game there? So that is definitely one of his strengths, going for those, those kind of cheesier openings, but he's so clever with them as well. He's got so much experience with them, and making that 2x look like a 3x, that's something that I've never really seen before. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was beautiful. As you said, like, I haven't seen that before either. So, oh my god, it was really cool to see that kind of deception come into play. That's the great thing about StarCraft. That's why a lot of people do kind of associate it a little bit with poker, where there is bluffing, there is, incomplete information that you have to work with at times, and your opponent can kind of fool you in certain aspects. So yeah, it was really cool to see that opener. It was, as a Zerg player, it was disgusting. It was oh god. But beautiful nonetheless. Beautiful.
You love to see it. You don't love to see it, but you love to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but meanwhile, we do have the entire CranKy roster coming out of the woodworks, ready. They're like, put me on, coach. Put me in, coach. Let's go.
They all want to get in, puppy. They all want to get in. Yeah, the players are getting ready. We know who we want to field, but again, it's one of those things where both teams message the admins, and then they reveal to us who the players are, so we don't like snipe each other or anything like that if someone reveals first. So we're just kind of waiting for that moment as well. Oh my god, I was even I love it. Even Starduck messaged me. He's like, yo, I'm ready, let's go. Oh god, beautiful.
Yeah, so it does look like we are starting to get that game sorted out. So what score do you want it to be like? Do you want to win all the rest of them, or do you want a close, neck and neck game? Do you want it to go down to the ace and then to the second ace? How powerful is your heart feeling today?
Oh my god. So I'm kind of happy in a sense that like, I got a lot of love for the Juggernauts. I've said this before. Juggernauts are a great team. They have a lot of players that we are familiar with ourselves, that we cheer for, when we cast them. So, like in the DreamHack qualifiers, in our own weekly tournaments as well. We got a lot of love for MeomaikA, Bistork, GogojOey, and EnDerr, all of them. So I want the series to be close, just out of respect. But at the same time, of course, we want to win.
Yeah.
So I'd like 4-2. I'd be happy with that. Like.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a 4-2.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my god. Gotta make it close. Gotta make it close. But not too
so
close.
Got to make sure they have 2 before we send Vindicta out, because we don't want him. We don't want him ruining it by clean sweeping again. We got to tell him, calm down, puppy, relax.
Calm down, puppy, calm down. Yes, we are going to be. I will say that. I don't mind saying that. We are keeping Vindicta in the reserves for the time being, and he's going to be chilling there for a little bit. I may just. Yeah. just trying to figure out where we're going, puppy. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of a delay here.
Yeah.
Mate, we're gonna send you in.
Going in, Puppy, going in. Oh god. I mean, so something that we do know is that the second map is going to be on Stargazers. And that's already interesting. Oh boy.
Yeah, so is it the first map of each of the best of twos is preset?
Yes, the first map is preset. Then the second is loser's pick.
Alright, so Stargazers. I hope we're sending a Protoss. I think we are. But
it's a pretty good map for Protoss. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. But yes, we're just setting up our lobby as well. As we get confirmation, looks like MeomaikA has already sent their player to the admin as well. We're just waiting for a little bit of guidance.
We need help. We're lost.
Oh god.
We just need to find our way home. Yeah, meanwhile, so coming into Stargazers, there's a few things about this map as well, just for people, I don't know how familiar everyone is with this map. I know I'm not the most familiar because I vetoed it the second that this map came out.
Same.
But there is a gold base down the bottom, which I completely forgot until I saw in this little preview window. And one of the main features as well is this little back base that has the mineable minerals that free up the back base. So there's a few sneaky little strategies that I've seen people starting to go for, where you can kind of mine out the minerals of the opposing player and start sending in a rush through that back door as well. I know as well Zergs against Protoss have been using a lot of Nidus-based strategies on this map as well, because there's a lot of places in these back bases where you can hide that Nidus smoke.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of places there where you can hide that, and that's a bit of a terrifying thought. But it looks like we're not going to have to deal with that here, as we do have confirmation on our players. It is going to be a PvP.
Here we go. Very exciting. I think this is the first PvP of our team league that we've had so far. In fact, it definitely is, because Vindicta played every game in the last one.
True.
I don't know why I had to think about that one. But yeah, so it looks like we will have a PvP on Stargazers. So very exciting. We're going to get to play everyone's favorite game. The guess which units are coming out of the Gateways game.
Unless the Gateways get proxied, okay? Just saying. I don't know.
True.
Oh god.
Or you can still guess. You can always play the game light.
It's true. We could. All right, so here we go. So it is going to be PattyMac versus Bistork coming up next. We finally have all of our players with us. Again, I apologize for the delay, but it is all good. We are good to go. And yeah, as soon as the players are ready, we're going to be diving into our second best of two.
Yeah, meanwhile, just as we dive into that one, shout out to Kronos in the chat, subscribing for 3 months.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much, CranKy Kronos. For those who don't know, CranKy Kronos is one of the OG CranKy Ducklings. Not a player, but a very nice community member. He is a real Korean, by the way. So if we ever need some Korean translations, we go to him. He's also a med student as well. He's been in school for many years. Ever since we started, he was working on his master's now. It's just been a long time.
Got that real life power.
Yeah. Unlike us.
Smooch. He has a future, puppy.
Ay.
I want to try to recover from that one. That was brutal. Meanwhile, in the top left-hand corner, spawning in the pink and having a best of two against the CranKy Ducklings in his future, it is the Hong Kong player Bistork.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Stargazers, we have one of the newest editions, but also oldest editions of the CranKy Ducklings. He is a returning player. He is the blue Protoss hailing from the land of the Americas. It is PattyMac.
The prodigal son has returned.
Yes, exactly. He was able to spread his wings and leave the nest, leave the pond at the start of the year when he did join Team Super. But, you know, the grass is always greener, you know, on the, on the other side of the hill, and he has come back.
Always come crawling back.
Exactly. You thought you could make it out in LA, huh? You trying to be a goddamn actor. Shaking my head.
You're nothing without us.
I love you, PattyMac. I love you. Oh, God.
Yeah, meanwhile, something a little bit different coming out from PattyMac. He's fully walled his front here. This is looks like a little bit of an adaptation to this map. I guess he can take his back base here, but he's actually going for a proxy pylon.
Oh my god. So there's a lot kind of coming into play here, right? I 100% agree with you. Like, we have seen this in PvPs before where you fully wall off. I believe Trigger's done this before. You fully wall off and you just take the pocket base for yourself. Bistork doing a very similar thing as well with that full wall off, actually taking the base. But as you said, PattyMac is going for a proxy robo.
Yeah, I got this proxy robo coming in. I do also want to have another look at that pylon. I think that's going to get dangerously loaded coming down, the one in PattyMac's base, but yeah, it looks like these stalkers will be out in time.
Oh, exactly. The pylon will be saved. Meanwhile, PattyMac himself is also going to chip away at the pylon of Bistork. Again, the stalker has come out, but Bistork is in the dark right now. He does have the potential to scout. He does have this probe, but looking at the rally, he's not going towards the Zonaga. He's instead scouting towards the southern edge of the map instead.
Yeah, that's right, and Bistork here actually going for a one-gate expand. I'm wondering myself now if this is a little bit of a meta thing that's been happening on this map, that people have been going for the one-gate expand with a back base, because that would make this proxy robo make a lot of sense. You can use a Warp Prism just to ferry his stalkers into the back lines here.
Oh god, exactly. We can go for that prism. Instead, we're going for an immortal, so he wants to just burst his way through the front line. There's a shield battery behind this, and Bistork is going for his own robo here in the main base, so he will have access to his own immortals momentarily. He will be behind when it comes to the overall production, as he only has a single gateway, and he does get his second stalker out on time as well.
Yeah, that's right. He's got his second stalker out, and that immortal still coming along for PattyMac. So he has the four stalkers coming towards the front here. Just going to put a little bit of pressure on, but he has a third gate coming up behind this as well. So it is going to be completely all in with a 3-gate robo.
Yeah, exactly. 100% all in, mate. Bistork, he still doesn't fully have eyes on this, but you know what? He's throwing down a second shield battery. He knows something is wrong. We have all this aggression coming his way. He's going for his own pylon across the map. I guess just a scout. I worry a little bit if this probe is going to get a kill on that pylon, by the way. I hope not, but we'll keep tabs on that. Beautiful.
He has been trapped. Probe on probe action going down there, but meanwhile at the front here, this immortal getting chunked down by the immortal of Bistork. That one went down very quickly, and while there's shield batteries, it does look like they're out of range of shield battery overcharge. Having that second one there is actually going to do a lot, and losing this immortal, I think this is quite a knock to the push of PattyMac.
Yeah, definitely. Like that, losing that immortal is a massive blunder, and PattyMac is going to try and adapt from here. Still on one base, by the way. He's trying to focus down the shield battery. He will get it in the end, and he is going for a disruptor drop.
Wow, yeah, very interesting strategy coming out here, going for disruptors. This isn't really something that I've seen before coming out from this one base all-in style, but he's doing a really good job adapting to what's being presented to him. He's just going to use these 4 stalkers to wrap around the back and take as much probe damage as he can. And with this robo bait coming up behind this, this is going to be a very unexpected continuation to this build.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of potential, but of course it's all going to come down to the micro, the control, both when it comes to PattyMac and Bistork as well. So far he's doing a decent job picking off a couple of probes here and there. He is far behind when it comes to that economy. Ooh, Stargate is being thrown down here by Bistork. Potentially could go into Void Rays to help shut down that War Prism, but that's still on the horizon, and that first disruptor should be on the way right after this immortal.
Yeah, there's a disruptor as well, just being chrono boosted out. So I do believe this Stargate is going to put a timer on this push. There's not much here that shoots up. It's going to be very hard to deal with a Void Ray, especially going so committed into these Immortals and Disruptors. So it's on PattyMac to get a lot of damage with his first push here and shoving straight in.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But there is the overcharge. We have confirmation it is within range of the main Nexus, and because of that, PattyMac cannot force himself up this ramp. But again, it's a bit of a 1-2 punch. He isn't too concerned with that. But oh my god, Bistork whoops in across the map.
Yeah, and he does finally take down that pylon that he's been gunning for this whole time, and that's actually quite a knock to PattyMac that takes out 2 of his gateways of production.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to try and repower that, try and get that back up and running. Meanwhile, that first disruptor is here, by the way. He hasn't shown his hand yet. Once he does, again, this Nova has to count.
Yeah, there's a lot of eggs going in this basket, and he has done a really good job hiding it. Just looks like the regular Prism just kind of sharking around. He's even going to pick up that sentry there, and here it comes.
Ooh. And it does end up getting 2 sentries for his trouble. Does chunk away at that first Immortal, but he cannot go any further from here. The Immortal, the defender's advantage is just too good for Bistork.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting worried here that Bistork is quite far ahead in his development. He has a lot of units here, and he's even going to pick up that War Prism. Very nice, quick recall there, but losing an Immortal, almost losing the second one. This is looking pretty rough for PattyMac.
Yeah, exactly. He's forced to expand. He's looking to take a Nexus right now, but this is so late in comparison to the base of Bistork. It's a really interesting role reversal where typically Bistork is the player who is the aggressor, especially in PvPs, but the turns have tabled, and as a defender, he's been honestly looking quite solid. And now it's Bistork's turn to be the aggressor. He's here with his own Prism, with his own Immortals.
Yeah, he's going to be putting on a lot of pressure with these Immortals. Luckily for PattyMac, his own Immortal actually was trapped inside the main, so he will have some forces back here to defend, and does take out one of the Immortals of Bistork. A little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing quite well for himself, all things considered. Meanwhile, his own Prism is coming back in. He was forced to remake it. Now the Novas are going off, and how good are the shots going to be? Up!
Nice shots there, taking out 9 probes, but unfortunately this really doesn't even things up in terms of economy. He's still very far behind. There's a lot of damage that he's going to need to do to get back into this one.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we have a Warping of Adepts who don't have the shield battery anymore. These probes are going to be going down. PattyMac cannot afford to lose probes right now. At the same time, the Immortal comes in from the backline. It looks like PattyMac can still take this fight. Ooh, just barely, and he does clean up these Adepts.
Yeah, he does clean them up. It's 7 probes going down. Meanwhile, an attack on the front here does manage to take out a couple of those Stalkers. A little bit of a wasted shot, and he's losing both Disruptors. GG is going to have to be called, and Bistork will take the first game.
GG, well played on Stargazers. It was a really interesting proxy from PattyMac, but losing that first Immortal did kind of put him on the back foot already, just to kick things off. And Bistork had a pretty solid defense, a pretty solid response, all things considered.
Yeah, Bistork did a really good job defending that one, and we can kind of see as well with these all-ins, especially in PvP, it's so important how those first few unit interactions go, and I wonder if losing that Immortal right at the start kind of doomed the all-in of PattyMac from the get-go.
Yeah, I think so. Like you're talking about it, but like in those situations, every unit counts. Every unit is so crucial, so important. And it was just a rough start there for our North American Protoss player. But as a reminder, it is a best of 2. So we are going to be getting into our second game. It is PattyMac's map choice, and he has decided to play it out on Moondance.
Yeah, there we go. So these players will be dancing in the moonlight, and we do have the second map in the pool that has a back base as well. So we're going to have to see if there's any more of those sneaky builds prepared. I will point out with this map as well, this is one of the only maps in the pool that doesn't have a natural ramp. So while the 1 gate expands are really common on a lot of the other maps in PvP, this is one where I would expect to see 2 gate versus 2 gate.
Yeah, I would expect that as well. But because it's a best of 2, it would also be a good opportunity for Bistork himself to try and go for his own form of regression. There's a lot of potential here on a map like Moondance. The rush distance is quite short as well. We could just be seeing some 1-base play. Yeah, we shall see as the players are going to be getting ready. Oh boy. But again, I do also appreciate that, we had a bit of an easy time yesterday against 3D Family, but here against Juggernauts, they're already proving their worth. We do have a bit more of a back and forth series here, a little bit more intense. I don't know if I can handle it, Bobby. My heart. Hold me. I don't have my own Rufus to hold on to when I need it, Bobby. Yeah,
I got the teddy bear. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's just like, put me down. I'm gonna kill you.
I wish I had a Rufus that would kill me.
Like, mate, wait till we find out the results. We might win. We might win, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, of course. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. As the series is getting quite close here, Bistork asking for a little bit of a break, so we're just gonna be chilling for the time being, waiting for our next game. Oh God, but yeah, Moon Dance. You were talking about it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get those that double gate expand. You know, where we like fully wall off and then take a base behind it, or one gate expand. Sorry, but yeah, I just don't know if these are the players to do that sort of thing. You know, I don't know if they're from the same cloth of Max Pax and Trigger.
Man, I think we're going to be seeing Robos. I think we're going to be seeing proxy DTs. We're going to be seeing Stargates. We're going to be seeing it all. Everything. The whole kitchen sink.
Oh boy.
I do know. Yeah, Bistork himself is a very aggressive player. As you were referring to in that last game, that's kind of the sort of play that we're used to seeing from him. So I wonder if he's going to be the one taking the initiative this time.
Yeah, I wonder as well, as we are going to be loading on in here. I expect to see him take that initiative, but we'll see. We'll see how things play out here in game number 2 on Moondance.
And here we are, spawning into Moondance. And starting off in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the Pink Protoss, playing for the Juggernauts and hailing from the land of Hong Kong. It is Bistork.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have the American Protoss player himself. He is blue, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is PattyMac.
It's a gateway puppy.
It's a very... Yeah, it is a gateway. And another gateway.
It is.
Oh my God.
It's 2 gateways. Is this a PvP?
Oh my God. Yes, nothing on the low ground here. The other interesting thing is that there's a slight variation in the SimCity of our players. Bistork's pylon is a little bit more exposed than PattyMac, so PattyMac playing it out a little bit safer with his building placement.
Yeah, so just gonna have a little bit of a skirmish between the probes. These are not the friendly crossing in the middle of the map, kissing probes. These are probes with bloody tasers going at each other.
Maybe they like it.
I see.
Look, they're Protoss, okay?
You know, each to their own, you know?
Each to their own. We don't judge here in the CranKy Ducklings. It's okay. It's okay.
We judge if you choose Protoss, we judge a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay. As we do have the 2 gate openers here from our players. Now, all right, Asher, quick. What's the first unit going to be? The units?
For PattyMac, it's going to be Stalker Sentry.
All right, double adepts for Bistork. Oh!
And we are fired.
We are completely wrong.
We're done. We are not qualified to cast PvP.
We're not qualified.
They're taking our license. It's over, bub.
Well, PattyMac is going to be a little bit more of the aggressor, opening up with these 2 adepts. With the probe and the pylon of Bistork, he will get eyes on this, and now it's going to be on PattyMac to try and avoid the 2 stalkers and try and get across the map and try and find some damage.
Yeah, that's right. So these 2 stalkers coming out are going to be looking to intercept these adepts. And we are seeing as well Stargates going down for both players.
Oh, yeah, we have that Stargate follow-up. Meanwhile, the probe of PattyMac did confirm the location of those stalkers. Looks like Bistork has spotted the adepts. PattyMac was trying to avoid them as best he could, but he has been spotted. He has been found out. He's going to try and shade past it. It looks like he kind of will, but actually cancels the shade.
Yeah, instead gonna look to get a little bit of hull damage on this Stalker, so probably the best that you can hope for with these 2 adepts being caught out on the map so early. He's gonna skirmish a little bit with these Stalkers and get out safely, and we'll have to see what the first unit coming out from each player from their Stargates is going to be.
Oh, exactly. But before that happens, PattyMac is doubling down. He's got 4 Adepts. He's going to have 6 Adepts. With the power of 6 Adepts, we're going to try and go across the map and power on through and just get into that mineral line or get on top of sentries. Bistork is going to have eyes on this, though, being quite aggressive with this first wave of Stalkers.
Yeah, that's right, but he's going to have to be careful not to lose his Stalkers. The Adepts are actually doing a surprising amount of DPS, and if they're able to jump on top of these Stalkers, they are going to be able to take a few of them down, but this does take a lot of the aggressive potential for PattyMac out of the way.
Yeah, it really does, as we have a forced recall here in the end. Oh, Oracles are going to be zooming out for both players, as they do pass 2 ships in the night.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate move command coming out there from PattyMac, missing one of the shots there. Could have got an extra Stalker there, but it's going to be important for him to try to get a bit of damage here. I will note, on the ramp of Bistork, he doesn't have space to throw down a Cybernetics core or a battery necessarily. He should be able to throw down a battery, but not a cyber core, so he's not going to be able to wall off this wall the most sturdy way that you possibly can.
Yeah, exactly. There is only a shield battery, and that can be focused down. Meanwhile, in the natural base, we do see the Stalkers trying to focus their way through. The Oracle does come back home to defend. We even have a overcharge, and PattyMac is forced back.
Yeah, it is quite nice that he's able to force out the overcharge there, but a little bit of mispathing here. Does lose a few extra Adepts.
Yeah, only 3 Adepts remaining. To be fair, we only need 2 to one-shot workers, but Bistork is fully aware of their location. He does turn around. He does go back home. He will clean this up with his 2 Oracles. At the same time, PattyMac comes in, and with his own 2 Oracles, actually focuses down the shield battery.
Yeah, one thing that has happened here, by keeping the Oracles of Bistork at home, PattyMac has taken a lot of the initiative here, and really nice micro there, syncing up the shots on the Oracle to take out 9 probes.
Yeah, exactly. He was queuing up attacks with both Adepts and with Oracles. 9 probes go down. Bistork is now behind when it comes to that worker count, but he still has his own 2 Oracles. He can still deal some counter damage, but he spent so much energy trying to defend back at home.
Yeah, so a nice little lead here for PattyMac for the first time in this little best of 2. He does have himself in quite a nice position, but meanwhile, the blink of Bistork is starting up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it does. It is starting up earlier. The Twilight Counts was still on the way for PattyMac. I mean, what I will say is that the Oracles are still here. They can still deal more damage. 4, 5, 6 more probes are going to go down. 5 in the end. Oh, and the Oracles barely make it out.
Yeah, really nice micro there with the Oracles. Managed to get them both out on full health and does take out 5 of the probes. So PattyMac finding himself with a considerable probe lead. 41 probes to the 29 of Bistork.
Oh, exactly. You know what? Bistork isn't going to take this lying down. The Adepts and Oracles of Bistork come in. A little bit mistimed. 1 Oracle does go down. So do the Adepts for 3 probes.
Yeah, only 3 probes going down. This is really nice for PattyMac, and having that second Oracle taken out means that a shield battery can keep these mineral lines safe.
Yes, they can. The one-shot potential is not there anymore for Bistork. Meanwhile, PattyMac is still sharking around, still looking for some more damage. There's still plenty of Stalkers at the natural, so he's going to have a hard time. He may end up losing one of his Oracles if he strays a little bit too close, but he doesn't really care too much about dealing damage right now. He checks and he confirms there is no pocket base being taken.
Yeah, that's right. So he will know how far ahead he is with his own pocket base, almost halfway done here. And it does look like he's even managed to outmaneuver these Stalkers and get even more probe damage. PattyMac doing such a great job this game.
Yeah, oh my god, I was not expecting this at all, but 6 probes go down. These Oracles have more than paid for themselves already, and this is going to force a reaction out of Bistork. He's had enough. He's even making a Phoenix.
Yeah, looking at these Oracles, they have 7 kills and 12 kills respectively. These are very valuable Oracles. It does force out the blink, so he will lose one of those Oracles, but even juking out these Stalkers, he's buying himself so much time for this economic lead to kick in.
Yeah, not just the economic lead, but if you pointed out earlier that he was behind when it came to the blink timing quite substantially, but now he's been able to catch up with it. Does end up recalling in the end. The Oracle will be safe and sound back at home, and that window where Bistork did have the upgrades over his opponent is no longer there.
Yeah, that's right, and with the Forge, the Charge, and the Robo all being started up by PattyMac, he is looking further down the line in this game for a very strong timing where he can use that economic advantage that he's been building up.
Oh, exactly. He can just tech on up even further, work on his upgrades, work on his immortals, work on his charge. Bistork is taking a third behind this, so he's not going for 2 base all in. He's still looking to try and catch up, and you know, he has been able to. He's only behind 9 probes now, but again, these are just resources that he's spending on his economy, not on upgrades, not on tech.
Yeah, that's right, and he has had to use a lot of those chrono boosts as well on chrono boosting out the pros, which is why his upgrades are a little bit further behind now. We can also see PattyMac on his side is taking a 4th already, so he's just going to keep extending this lead further and further.
Oh my god. Yeah, the bases are insane here for PattyMac because of this. He hasn't taken any additional gases, but he does intend to supplement his army with charge ults. He's going for his own gateway explosion. 4 gates are on the way, 5 gates even. He does opt to go for faith. There it is. So there's plenty here to spend. There's plenty here to get into those charge ults.
Disgusting.
I agree.
The dirty Protoss units. Meanwhile, I do want to point out as well, I can't stand his skins. He's got like the Robo and the Stargate are different skins to the rest of them, and it's triggering the ever-living
the colors, yeah.
They look depowered.
Yeah, but here we go. PattyMac is across the map. He has the Stalker advantage, +1. Bit of an anti-timing, +1 is still on the horizon. It's going to take 15 seconds to come in, but he doesn't even need it, mate.
Yeah, really nice blink micro, but either way, the numbers are just overwhelming, and he's going to aggressively blink forward, take out the rest of these Stalkers, and Bistork just has nothing left to defend.
Oh, nothing left whatsoever. 14 probes go down because that one Oracle went ham. Oh my god. It had like 25 kills at the end. GG gets called. PattyMac fights back, tying it up 1-1 in that best of 2.
Oh, this is an exciting one. Like this is like tied up neck and neck so far. These players, really hard to separate them, and it's been so good as well to see each of the players kind of get to play their game at least once. So we got to see PattyMac showing off his skills with the Oracles. We got to see Bistork's defensive capabilities and then his harass later on, and we got to see Dolan's crazy cheeses and EnDerr's power with the Roach mid game. So. Really nice showcase of all the players coming out so far.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing to see what they have to offer here. Oh god. I'm just messaging PattyMac. He said I can't believe I lost the first game. I didn't play on Stargazers. I veto it. He's like, it's okay, Puppy. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so that is one of the things that it can be very hard when you have these tournaments where the first map, or where the maps are set for you, is some of these players do have at least one map that they're just never really going to be playing. So that's definitely understandable that he felt a little bit lost in that one, but did a good job nonetheless. I praised him earlier for having a style that was prepared specifically for that map.
Yeah, definitely. Like, despite playing kind of off the cuff, he did really well for himself. So I know, like, I'm really still proud of PattyMac for his performance here. He still was able to take down Bistork with him as well. And yeah, now once again, both teams, we got to field 2 brand new players.
Yeah, that's right. So PattyMac, he will be eating tonight. He can have his ramen noodles.
Yes,
it's okay.
It's all good, puppy. It's all good. I'm just setting up a couple of things here. I believe the next map is going to be on Moondance. Oh boy, we were just there. We're going back onto Moondance with a brand new player. We've got a couple of options. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, we've got a few options here. We have Vindicta still waiting in the wings. We've got Stardark waiting there. We've got Light VIP. We've got Yaku of the Zap.
We've got AsherBro as well.
We've got Rufus, the casting cat.
Rufus can play.
He can play some Zerg because he likes the bugs. He likes seeing them run around.
True.
He gets a little bit distracted, but fortunately Zerg is extremely easy, so not a big deal.
Oh my god, are we gonna have another bet? Is that what we need? 5k.
Rufus 5k with his Zerg.
Oh god,
we're gonna have to bet Rufus win a game with Zerg. Is it possible?
I'm sure he could. I'm sure. Look, mate, just 12 pool. Select everything, right click across the map. Let's go.
True. Yeah, we can just put a little bit of food in front of the mouse, and he can, jump over the mouse trying to get to the food and accidentally win the game. Just Zerg things. But yeah, meanwhile, both teams just picking out the players that are going to be going into the next one. So I do believe, looking at the roster of It does look like... I think it's just Zergs left. Is that right?
Yes, MeomaikA and GogojOey, and I'm excited because we have our next series. We have our next confirmed players. It's gonna be a TVZ.
Ooh, is this the rematch that I was hoping for?
Yes, it is.
Let's go. This is a big match. So what I'm referring to here, we did have Vindicta taking on MeomaikA in the recent DreamHack, and I don't think he was really happy with how it went, but I think as well, this is historically a matchup that MeomaikA has had a little bit more trouble with, and once you kind of get a feel for how it is that MeomaikA is playing it at a particular time, it can be a little bit easier as Terran to come up with a game plan to play against that. So I'm sure Vindicta's been playing over that series in his head, and he's got something a little bit different prepared this time.
I hope so. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Oh, just quickly setting a couple of things up here. Beautiful. Just setting up the casting tool as well. Oh boy, MeomaikA, the team captain for the Juggernauts. He's coming out. He has been letting us know what players are coming in. Oh, I should probably tell Vindicta as well. He's like, who is this? Who am I playing? Oh, it's him. Buddy.
Yeah, so it looks like we're ready to go into this one and playing on Moondance. This is a very interesting map for this matchup. Oh, wow. This is the shortest rush map in the pool, which normally is something that you'd be excited for the Terran, but MeomaikA is not your average Zerg.
No, he is not, mate. He is not average at all. Ay. We are going to be diving on into this. Oh, I just quickly have to set up the players. There we go. TVZ. The matchup that MeomaikA is the weakest in, I will say, but he still has some crazy moves. He still has some crazy builds.
Yeah, he has all sorts of different styles that he plays, and it's very much a, I don't want to say by feel in terms of, he's not an imprecise player, he's a very good player, but he does try to get a feel for his opponents for how they're defending, how strongly they're defending, and he will go for extreme greed if you over-defend as well, so very adaptable player.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Speaking of adapting, here he is spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance. We have the Vietnamese Zerg player himself, the captain of the Juggernauts. It is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, fresh off his wonderful 7-0 performance yesterday, it is the Red Terran, hailing from the land of America and representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Vindicta.
Yes, he was able to get a good night's rest. He was able to sleep in, get some food. He was chilling, watching the rest of our teammates, the rest of the Ducklings, as they were performing in this series. And now he is ready. He's coming out, and he's up against the pool first.
Yeah, so this is not something that you're going to be shocked by if you are Vindicta in this situation. MeomaikA does go for a lot of very aggressive openings, so not going to be too much of a surprise, I don't think. I will expect that Vindicta goes for an early scout, which we can see already heading across the map. This is a very early scout. Normally in TVZ, you would send the SCV that's building your racks, but he's going for a much earlier scout because he wants to know exactly what's going on the side of MeomaikA.
Yeah, exactly. There is that pool first opener. There we go. MeomaikA, he is only going for 2 lings, by the way, not a massive commitment into those lings. That's typically what he does. It's more of like a safety sort of thing, and also some mind games coming into play, prioritizing that queen instead. Oh, I go straight into a Roach Warren.
Yeah, so we're seeing those 2 lings going straight into a Roach Warren, a few extra drones as well. This SCV isn't going to hang around to see what's happening. It's just going to try to dodge these lings and possibly go back in at a more opportune time. And here it is, going straight back in. I like this.
Oh, but MeomaikA turns back around as well. He will catch the SCV in the end. He will be able to focus it down. And now Vindicta's a little bit in the dark, but it's okay because that Reaper is on the way. And again, he's got one job. That is to scout that Roach Warren.
Yeah, so Vindicta doesn't know if it's 2 Lings or more Lings, but he has managed to track those Lings with the SCV, and that does make him a lot safer to send this Reaper straight across. This is also really good timing to send the Reaper across and get this Scout, because he's not going to see a Roach Warren that's going to be cancelled. He's actually going to see the Roaches.
Yeah, exactly, especially if he's able to keep this alive and keep it away from that Queen. He's going to rotate around. He did confirm the lack of drones at the natural base. He does focus down that Creep Trimmer in the end. MeomaikA's doing a great job at keeping this Roach hidden, though, from Vindicta.
Yeah, a little bit of awkward timing here. The Reaper is going to get into the main, is going to see the Roach Warren, even putting a bit of damage on that drone there. But does look like Vindicta. Yeah, there we go, throwing down that bunker on the low ground. He is going to be able to react in time, but it's going to be a little bit tight with those 3 Roaches already attacking.
Yeah, it's going to be quite close indeed. We have 4 Roaches in total here for MeomaikA. We have 2 bunkers on the way. These bunkers, I don't think they're going to be able to finish here. The Marines are coming out for Vindicta as well. We already have the force cancel on one of those bunkers. Let's have another one on the high ground. Oh, God, and looks like this is out of range. It will be able to finish up. Oh, God.
Yeah, some nice RNG on that SCV as well, just keeping it away from closer to the ram. So getting a little bit lucky there. We'll take out the bunker on the low ground, but that's not really something that wants to be used by Vindicta anyway. And MeomaikA recognizes the situation, is just going to back off for the moment.
Yeah, does back off in the end, doesn't overcommit, doesn't even morph in any Ravagers. So he's being very cost efficient here as MeomaikA is joining up behind this and going for his own 3rd base.
Yeah, this is a dangerous situation for Vindicta here. He needs to keep an eye on this drone count. It's very important for him to see how much MeomaikA is committing to economy. And he does spot that 3rd base as well, so he's going to have a really nice idea of what's going on here. Even sees the speed researching, so knows that MeomaikA has committed very heavily into the economy here. And that does mean that he will be able to throw down his 3rd base a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there we go. 3rd base is being thrown down, recognizing there's no fast lair, there's no additional gases, which means he knows that there isn't going to be a massive commitment into a follow-up Roach push or anything like that, so he can chill back at home and focus on his economy on the later stages of the game.
Yeah, and we see that stim being started up, we see that 3rd base being started on location, which is one of the nicer features of this map, and he's just going to pick up those Marines and the Cyclone, send that straight across the map and see if he can pick off a little bit of the map vision of MeomaikA.
Yeah, any kind of stray Overlords that are on the map. Thankfully for MeomaikA, there isn't a Cyclone here to take out this Overlord. It is being zoned away by those Marines, as we do see that drop boost all the way into the main base. Yeah, we'll see if we can get anything done. Maybe even the Queen, maybe even some drones.
Yeah, that's right, but meanwhile, on the side of MeomaikA, we are seeing a lair being started up. We are seeing those +1 melee upgrades being started as well, so it does look like he won't be committing hard into that Roach style. We'll be going for a more economic Ling Bane style so far.
Yeah, as you say that, 26 Lings are already in production. They're going to be coming out here for MeomaikA. That's honestly quite a lot. He is still droning behind that, so it's not like he's finished droning by any means. He just makes sure he has enough to defend. He's going to apply a little bit of pressure across the map or make sure that this drop doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, so just a little bit of extra safety there. You can see that this is something that Meo is constantly doing, trying to hide his units. He does a really good job of just constantly distracting and confusing the opponent. So looks like it's very difficult to play against, but Vindicta so far using this drop to keep tabs on what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Does end up getting eyes on all of those Lings. Will back off in the end. We just see that MeomaikA was thinking about maybe taking an expansion. A scan into the natural base does confirm the Baneling Nest on the way, so he now is fully aware of the transition into Ling Bane.
Yeah, that's a money scan there. Sees the researching 1-1 as well as the Ling Bane, so he will be able to keep an eye on what's going on there. Looks like the 1-1 just finishing up now as well, but we are seeing a 4th being started for Meo as well.
Yeah, the 4th is on the way. Vindicta does have eyes on it. He'll be able to chip away at it a little bit, but the Lings are already in position, so that Cyclone won't be able to get a kill at all. But that's okay, because again, there's only been 1 drop. We see a scan into the pocket base as well. I just realized that Vindicta didn't even know if there was another base being taken, but now he's okay. Is fully aware of the economic situation of MeomaikA.
Yeah, and as well, the supplier is starting to match up between the players. This is one concern that I have for Vindicta in this situation, that he would play a little bit too safe when MeomaikA is not necessarily fully committing, but it does look like Vindicta is able to send out a little bit of harass of his own, and that's going to be pivotal.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, we have 2 drops here on the right-hand side. We still have that 1 drop from the beginning of the game on the left-hand side as well. So it's going to be on MeomaikA to try and split up his forces. He has some decent upgrades already on his lings. 2 Hellions do get caught in the middle of the map. At least Vindicta does have eyes on where the lings are. As he scans, has eyes on where the Ravagers are as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this game is neck and neck so far. No player getting a significant advantage just yet, but we're going to be able to see if Vindicta can get some damage with this double drop here. He's going to use his micro to shave off a lot of these links.
Yeah, a little bit of miscontrol there by MeomaikA, leaving all those lings to their fate of those Marines. They all go down. At least the economy was safe and secure here for MeomaikA, but the drop comes down and it looks like he's going to try and force a cancel on this 5th.
Yeah, some nice trades coming in here, and Vindicta going to start to use some of his much lauded multitask to see what damage he can get and really push the multitasking of MeomaikA.
Exactly, you have a drop here in the pocket base in towards the natural as well. The Cyclone finally does go down. The Marines looks like still going to be trading with these lings. I'm surprised that MeomaikA has been very cautious and about making any banelings. It's just pure ling Ravager.
Yeah, as you say, that 27 banelings being morphed in, so it does look like MeomaikA's had enough of this, and this will give him a lot of aggressive potential if he chooses to take that route.
Exactly, the drop has spotted this, by the way. He's trying to focus on as many of these banelings as possible. Another double drop towards that 4th base. Only links here to defend, but again, it's going to be enough to force. Oh god, Vindicta! No!
Oh yeah, just on the edge of the range of the spore there. There's so much going on all over the map. Got 3 different prongs going at once, and he is pulling MeomaikA apart. He's going to be able to take down this base.
Oh my god, the base is so low. He does get the hatchery in the end. Meanwhile, we still have the drop here in the pocket base. The scan into the main actually does spot that infestation, but does see that the hive is on the horizon, and that, oh my god, he's coming back in. He wants more.
Yeah, Vindicta doing a fantastic job with his drops, just trying to get as much damage as he can, taking out bases, taking out units, trying to trade as well as he can with the lings and banes of MeomaikA.
Oh, that's Fire. He gets 1 more drone there at the very end, clearing up whatever little creep there is for MeomaikA, but he's kind of poking the bear. He's been like harassing so much, keeping MeomaikA at home on his toes. At some point, MeomaikA is going to push out.
Yeah, I will say though, having a look at the supply, things were very even before, but Vindicta, with all of this constant harass, with forcing so much multitasking out of MeomaikA, he's showing himself to be the faster player and has developed quite a long way into this game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, this Liberator has survived 2 volleys of these Ravagers. There we go, finally with the 3rd volley. It goes down. Only 4 drones did end up falling, but a lot of lost mine time. We see another scan. Again, Vindicta just confirming the Ling Bane Ravager army of MeomaikA, and there's no reason for him to push out. He is waiting for the counterattack. He is waiting for MeomaikA to come to him.
Yeah, this is a very strong way to play against MeomaikA. Has all his defenses ready at home, and he's just going to be constantly annoying with this with these drops and forcing MeomaikA into a position where he's forced to attack, and also taking advantage of the lack of anti-air.
Yeah, exactly. He's even got a couple of sensor towers as well, just in case. He's been so great when it comes to scouting and confirming the gases and making sure that there was no Spire, that there was nothing else to really kind of abuse all these drops. The drops, they just keep on going. And oh, MeomaikA, okay, he does have an army here in position. It looks like he will be able to hold on to his 5th, for now at least.
Yeah, 1 snipe coming down on the Banes here, and yeah, Vindicta happy just to keep taking these trades. He has pitched the tent, as we like to say. This is the MiG's tent. He likes to pitch his tent when he plays TVZ.
What does that mean?
Well,
he's just set up at home and just waiting for the Zerg. Is that it? Is that?
Yeah, I lied. Yeah, there is a huge attack coming out here. MeomaikA actually managing to find the 1 time in this whole game that Vindicta is moving out and jumps on top there, but really nice micro there from Vindicta, taking out all the banelings. Does manage to take a really good trade despite being caught at such an awkward time.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? MeomaikA, he's not done. Again, maybe he should have pitched his tent, because this 4th base is going to go down for MeomaikA, losing every single worker. Going to lose the planetary as well. It's going to cost MeomaikA his entire army, though, and I don't know if that was quite worth it as the base survives.
It didn't go down. Gee, what a game.
Oh my god. I was so worried because we were talking about it, right? Like, that was the one moment MeomaikA caught the army unsieged, caught the army in the middle map, had a great fight, went for a massive counterattack. but barely wasn't enough to break that base location. There were still drops across the map, and again, that was the entire army of MeomaikA. Vindicta, he could just keep on going, and that was it. GG.
Yeah, GG. Vindicta coming back with a vengeance. He has not forgotten those games that went down at DreamHack, and he is definitely much more prepared for the style of MeomaikA this time. That was brilliantly played out.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. GG.
So we will, yeah, GG. We will have the second map being picked by MeomaikA, I believe.
Yes, yes. GG. Well played. It is MeomaikA's map pick. The other thing that I will say is that because of the server rules, Game 1 was on US West. Game 2 will be on Australia. So, Vindicta's he's gonna have to work with quite a bit of ping here. It is a great opportunity for MeomaikA to come back.
Yeah, interesting. How does that work out, Australia? I thought they play on like Korea or something. I guess it's the most even.
Yes, yes. It's either Game 2 will be either Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, or Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so it does look like we will be loading into that one.
Exactly. We're just gonna be getting ready here. Get in, puppy, get in. Oh boy. So yeah, there is a massive like cross table of servers in different regions, and depending on where in America, whether US West, Central, or East, it's different. So they're very methodical about their servers.
Yeah, and it does look like we're gonna have Inside Out as our map. So this definitely is a map that favors heavy roach play. That's something we've been seeing a lot out of Zergs on this map, and something that's definitely in the wheelhouse of MeomaikA.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we'll see if Vindicta has been able to study his opponents enough to recognize that, as we are going to be loading on in. We have seen quite a lot of roach play on this map. We even saw EnDerr pull it off against Dolan.
Yeah, that's right. That is, he was able to do really well on that map with that style, but we do have here, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, coming in 1-1. And fresh off that fantastic performance yesterday, looks like he's in really good form. It is the CranKy Ducklings, Vindicta.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player himself representing the Juggernauts. It is MeomaikA.
Does look like he's going to be going for the MeomaikA style hatch first. He is a big proponent of that gas cancel when he goes for that.
Yeah, there we go. But no, still continues to go for the pull first. This time, I do think this is going to be a quote-unquote macro pull first. Last game, we saw that he was rushing out roaches. I don't think that's going to be what he does this game. We'll see.
Yeah, MeomaikA does have a lot of different ways that he can open these builds, especially depending on what he sees from his opponent. And coming out from Vindicta, we are seeing that very early scout once again, so he's just going to make sure he knows exactly what's coming his way before he throws down his CC.
Yeah, how many lings are going to be made here by this pool first? Are we going to see 2, 4, 6, or 0 from MeomaikA? It's going to be the big question here as the SCV is moving on out. The pool will finish. We did have some banked up larva. There we go. Lings are coming out.
Yeah, so a few extra lings this time. Going to be a slightly different opener coming out from MeomaikA, sorry, but Vindicta is already here with the SCVs waiting to see what comes out of these eggs.
Oh, exactly. There's 3 eggs in total. He does confirm 4 lings and a drone come out. SCV will pay for it for his life, but now he knows to be a little bit wary about this, to make sure that these lings aren't able to get a cancel or a delay on the CC.
Yeah, that's right. So this time he's just going to keep this Reaper at home, seeing the slightly bigger ling count, and just a very standard opener once again coming out from Vindicta.
Yeah, exactly. Really respecting the opener of MeomaikA. There's always the threat of maybe there is a roach worm behind this, and you have to make a crucial decision if you're a Vindicta, if you want to go across the map to get a scout off. But as we can see, MeomaikA is indeed droning from here. He's just threatening his opponent, and I do also appreciate that MeomaikA, he sees the Reaper, and he will just tuck away these things and keep them safe and sound for a bit of a later timing.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to wait to see if Vindicta is going to commit his Reaper across the map, but Vindicta actually playing very safe, going for a bunker here at the front, just going to make sure that if there is any of those, anything like that roach pressure coming his way and he doesn't know about it, that he is prepared for it. So Vindicta playing very safe in this series so far.
Yeah, exactly. As the Reaper does just dive into the main base, gets behind the mineral line, will confirm that there is no roach warren here, that no additional gases have been taken. He is going to go towards the natural just in case the roach warren was placed in a bit of a different location, but again, he confirms nothing.
Yeah, and that Reaper, it's not going to get too much done, too much more done at this point, so I'm not going to mind too much, just sacking it to get that extra scout. And it does look like at home, just going to be developing with a standard 1-1-1.
Yeah, just a 1-1-1 on the way. Vindicta playing it safer though, getting a Cyclone as well. Maybe just a little bit paranoid that maybe, you know, he missed the roach warren and there were still roaches on the way. So just in case, he doesn't want to throw anything away. He doesn't want to get caught off guard.
Yeah, I do worry a little bit for Vindicta that he is playing this a little bit too safe, but it does look like he is going to go for this Cyclone Marine drop once again, just to get a little bit of pressure across the map, and if he can use that to get some scouting done, that will be really important.
Yeah, exactly. So MeomaikA just doing a great job at playing with his own reputation. As we see a scan as well, just confirming the Evo chamber, no gases, no lair, no roach warren. Again, Vindicta doing a lot here just to make sure he has eyes on MeomaikA. Maybe too much.
Yeah, that's right, but meanwhile, on the side of MeomaikA, only just getting that third base up around now, so he's not too far ahead economically himself. This is a very late third base.
Yeah, exactly. Very Jim Rising-esque, where MeomaikA just wants to secure himself. He Maynards his drones as he was oversaturated as natural, will eventually take this third base, and Vindicta still actually doesn't even have eyes on it yet, as he's going in with his drop, finally getting a proper scout here in that main.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take out that creep tumor, and getting into the main here, he's going to see that the lair is being started up, so he's going to know that if anything aggressive is coming his way, it's going to be delayed by just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Also a nice lock on there with that Cyclone, does get a kill on the Queen in the main base. That's also another really crucial thing, kind of like EnDerr and some of the other Southeast Asian Zerg players. MeomaikA doesn't necessarily make too many queens. So yeah, any kind of queen kills that you can get early on, it will add up.
Yeah, interestingly as well, something a little bit different coming out from Vindicta, going for a very early Liberator, so he will be able to start to abuse the low commitment to queens that MeomaikA goes for.
Exactly, Liberator is coming across the map. MeomaikA doing MeomaikA things, he's going straight into a Hydra Den. Does have a Baneling Nest with this though, as well though. He's not going for his patented Ling Hydra, he is going for Ling Bane Hydra instead, just taking up very quickly.
Wow, and Vindicta getting so much value out of all of his units there, baiting a little bit with that low health Cyclone and using the Marines to shield it. That was a very key move.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, Liberator gets into the main base. We already have 3 drone kills, a lot of lost mine time, a scan in towards the natural. Quickly checking the vision here of Vindicta. I do not believe he has not spotted that Hydra Den yet.
Yeah, not able to spot the Hydra Den just yet, but causing so much, so many things for MeomaikA to respond to all across the map. Really flexing his multitasking in this matchup.
Oh yeah, exactly. MeomaikA is keeping up, but again, at the cost of some losses, at the cost of some of his drones, as the first wave of Hydras are on the horizon. MeomaikA, I'm really curious to see if he plans to drone up even more from here. Got a lot of upgrades on the way. He did prioritize his carapace. We have 2-1 on the horizon as well. Oh, and yeah, he's even trying to be active here, trying to keep an eye and maybe even delay any kind of third being thrown down from Vindicta.
Yeah, that's right, just sharking around with these Lings and causing a lot of trouble. On the side of Vindicta, yeah, just getting so much use out of this Liberator. As soon as those Queens back off, straight back in there, and he has his double drop coming across the map at this point as well.
Yeah, the double drop is coming. That's a kill on a queen in the main base as well. So much lost mining time here. I do appreciate that the double drop plans to meet up with the one towards the north as well. Actually, I think that one went back home. It went back home instead. MeomaikA is doing a great job of just, again, keeping an eye on things out here. Finally does get eyes on the third that's being taken.
Yeah, just being really annoying with these lings. He's going to be able to pick off a few of these SCVs as well, so just making it really difficult for Vindicta to take his third, but at the same time, Vindicta running in with this double drop here at the third of MeomaikA, and there's not very much here in position to defend.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, he will be forced back. There is that anti-air. The Hydras reveal themselves here for MeomaikA. Vindicta does get away just in time, though. Now he has the full picture of what MeomaikA is going for.
Yeah, throws down a scan just to confirm that. It does look like we're going to be having the signature MeomaikA Ling Hydra. Now, if you guys in the chat haven't seen much of MeomaikA before, this probably isn't something that you're really used to seeing out of pro players, but MeomaikA does have a very stylistic way of approaching this matchup, and he does sometimes go for mass Hydras, even in ZVP and ZVT.
Oh yeah, he loves his Hydra mate. Not so much lurkers. It's interesting. It's he has a really interesting outlook on this. And he does typically go for Ling Hydra. This game, he is diversifying a little bit. We do have some Banelings. We already have Baneling speed as well. So a much more standard army composition. But MeomaikA is working off of a very low drone count, making up for it in his army, in his Hydras.
Yeah, that's right. Going very heavy on the Hydras. You wouldn't normally see this many Hydras, but he is going to have quite a lot of map control here. And considering the delay that Vindicta had in taking his third, this is going to allow MeomaikA to drone up a little further if that's what he chooses to do. But he's staying on a really low drone count here, only 58 drones.
Yeah, exactly. Less than that of Vindicta, but again, it's just because of his aggressive nature as he just keeps on pumping out more Lings and more Banelings and more Hydras. He's pushing on forward. Will Vindicta have enough to defend here? He's got a couple of Widowmines in position. He's got a couple of tanks as well, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, this is one of those things that's really crazy about playing against MeomaikA. It doesn't seem like he should have this much army considering how low his drones are, but he has the most insane amount of army here, and here he is diving in with all the Banelings.
Oh my god, the Banelings get some decent connections on those Marines as well. The Banelings are being focused now, though. That is it. Do you have a couple more towards the south? It looks like MeomaikA is going to have to back off.
Yeah, so this is where playing against MeomaikA gets really crazy, because you would think that you would back off and drone, but we can see 26 Lings being started up, 18 Banelings. This is kind of how he plays. He likes to all in and then just keep on going and going and going, and it can really catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about this. I mean, MeomaikA is coming in for the second wave. We do have a couple of tanks being replenished. We do have a Widowmine shot that is not going to go off. The Hydras do pick it up just in time. MeomaikA is throwing in a couple of drones. I think he made one drone in there. And plus 2 melees on the way. So he's macroing, puppy. He's macroing. Oh, as we do have to see a pretty crucial scan. Again, Vindicta gets eyes on the fact that MeomaikA is still making armor.
Yeah, it's a really important scan for Vindicta. He needs to be able to judge how much army he needs to keep at home and how much he needs to send out to harass to keep on top of MeomaikA. And seeing that there is a second huge wave of this coming in, he's going to realize that he really can't spare too much across the map, just sending out a single drop, which is harassing the third right now.
Yeah, exactly. The drop does get cleaned up by that Spore. 4 drones went down. These drones are so crucial from MeomaikA, but he's coming on in from 2 angles.
Yeah, and there's really not that much here to defend for Vindicta. These tanks are going to be jumped on straight away. His third has to be evacuated, and he does have quite a lot back in the main. Is he going to be able to take out all of these Banelings, though?
Oh my god, yeah, the splits were insane. The spread was insane. Vindicta does force all this back, but he did lose a lot here at his third base. He lost his wall, he lost his sensor tower, he lost his tanks. That means that the next wave, wave 3, that's coming, is going to be that much harder to defend.
Yeah, this is where I really start to worry, because MeomaikA has not made a single drone beyond that one that he made in between the first and second wave, and this is just one of the craziest things about playing against MeomaikA. It doesn't make any sense how much army he's able to churn out, and it can be so hard to stay in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Liberators doing whatever they can, but the Banelings are rolling on in. How good are the splits going to be? Can he even split? That is the question. As the Banelings chase Vindicta all the way back away from his own bases. So far, no Baneling connections. Target fire is half decent, but again, he's doing this on ping.
Yeah, this is really difficult to get down on ping, but really nice pickups there. He's able to save a lot of those Marines, and as long as he can avoid the Hydras on his way home, he's going to be able to get these medevacs back to safety, even starting to establish a fourth.
Yeah, this is quite greedy, to be honest, as MeomaikA is already here to deny said fourth base. We need to force to pick it up. There aren't that many Hydras, though, so again, a lot of them died earlier, and it looks like Vindicta, he's not even going in, he wants to save it.
Yeah, I do worry about this a little bit because he has committed himself to have to fight this army. He's going to try to pick off a few of these Banes, but he's at least saved his fourth at this point. And I really like this repositioning of the racks, just cutting off this angle here.
I love it so much as well. Part of me wishes maybe he did it a little bit sooner, but this will definitely help out here. It does mean that MeomaikA can't angle in as best as he would have liked to. MeomaikA has droned up a little bit more, by the way. We have a double scan just to confirm the saturation as MeomaikA pulls back.
Yeah, he has droned up to the incredible drone count of 65.
Oh my god, that's a lot of drones for MeomaikA, okay? You know, he's macroing, puppy. He's macroing. Still on 4
like, man, this is this is standard, man.
This is late game. What are you talking about? Oh my god. MeomaikA still has that map control though. Vindicta having a hard time getting his fourth base up and running. We have infestors on the way for those fungals as well. I do believe we saw a Ghost Academy. There it is for Vindicta. He hasn't invested into Ghosts yet, but he does have that available once he does spot those infestors.
Yeah, very important to have that available. It does throw down that scan as well, seeing the hive tech, and I do believe he caught the edge of that infestor, so we'll have to see if he's going to be researching the EMP range upgrade just to help deal with those at some point. Meanwhile, just sending out a single drop, doesn't want to commit too much across the map just in case there is another huge wave coming in from MeomaikA, but just trying to keep tabs on whether another base is being taken and see if he can clear any creep while he's at it, but not too much creep to speak of.
Yeah, looking at the vision here, Vindicta has not spotted the base on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, MeomaikA is getting ready to push in once again, this time with 3 infestors with those fungals. We have a couple of liberators, but they're not quite in position there on the right-hand side. Instead, the army has finally been spotted.
Yeah, and this is a terrifying push coming in. I'm not sure if Vindicta is going to be able to protect this fourth base here.
Yeah, the fourth could go down. Marines are steaming on forward. We have a massive fungal on the Marines!
Oh no! That's so many Marines going down.
Yeah, exactly. That was the money fungal that MeomaikA was waiting for, that he was hoping for, and he got it in the end. So many Marines went down. Not just the Marines, 21 SCVs and the CC.
Yeah, that was a brutal attack from MeomaikA, and Meo just showing his skills in this game, his ability to play at such a low drone count, but just be relentless with the damage he can get and have such a huge scary army. It's such a pain to deal with, and he's finally got those connections that he wanted, and it's going to be very hard for Vindicta to find his way back into this game.
Very hard indeed. I mean, Vindicta, he's still in this, he's still going for a drop across the map, but look at the supply. After that one fungal, he has fallen hard. He's still stuck on 3 bases. He needs a miracle to come back. It could happen, don't get me wrong, but oh god, it's gonna be a tough ask as he lifts up the main.
Yeah, lifts up that main to take the fourth. It's okay to do that as long as he can establish this position. He does have all his tanks here as well, so he's committing very hard to making sure that he holds on to this position.
Yeah, exactly. He's rotated everything from this third base. The third base is honestly quite exposed right now, so MeomaikA could try and abuse that, but for the time being, he's still skirting around that fourth base location. Vindicta is getting this back up and running. If given time, he can remax. Yeah,
Vindicta realizing that he just desperately needs to hold this third. Scanning as well, just try to keep an eye on where this army is. Even throwing down some E-base at its fourth, but it does look like he's been out-positioned a little bit by MeomaikA.
Yeah, exactly. MeomaikA recognizes the defensive position of the fourth base, so he goes towards the third instead. Not that many Hydras, but the CC is already being targeted down, and Vindicta just only has a handful, his Marines and a handful of supporting units to defend this location. He has to give up the third.
Yeah, gives up the third location, but he's able to save a lot of those SCVs and starting to get a little bit of pressure of his own back on the other side of the map. This Liberator doing so much work here at the third. That's a fantastic choice to go for that third.
Oh my god, exactly. The Queen goes down, 3 drones go down, the Liberator survives, and that's going to force MeomaikA all the way back home. We have another drop here on the left-hand side of the map as well. Again, this is just doing a great job at relieving all that pressure, at allowing Vindicta to get his bases back up and running.
Yeah, that's right. Vindicta finally getting a little bit of momentum on his side and even taking down another 7 drones, so doing quite a lot of damage here, but MeomaikA just replacing those drones with army.
Exactly, he doesn't give a damn about his drones. We see another fungal there on those Marines. In the end, only a single Marine will survive here in this drop. MeomaikA has deflected all of that aggression, and now the Madman has 3-3 Lingbane Hydra Infestor. He's going to be looking for, what is this, wave 4? 5? Oh boy.
Yeah, and Vindicta on his own side going into some ghosts, just trying to get a couple out for the EMPs. If he can survive this and start getting towards a max out, things are going to start to look a lot better for him, but this is the one the one moment where he's quite vulnerable.
Yeah, quite vulnerable indeed. We see the army coming in from 2 angles right now. The right-hand side is heavily fortified, so MeomaikA cannot break on through. Meanwhile, that one Marine drop actually gets 4 drones. Oh my god.
Yeah, this one Marine doing quite a lot of work. He's going to take on this Queen himself, but eventually goes down without killing the Queen. That is a good amount of damage though, and Vindicta setting up a very strong defense here.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get eyes on the army location. This third base is still looking quite vulnerable. There are some tanks on the low ground. Liberator as well, prematurely. Vindicta, he just lifts up. He's like, nah, mate, I'm not even going to try. Oh.
Yeah, Vindicta really on the back foot here, and with these Vipers coming out as well, I do worry that if MeomaikA doesn't commit to a fight where he's giving Vindicta the trades that he wants, it's going to be very hard for Vindicta to look to get a 5th.
Yeah, nigh impossible, mate. We'll see if he can get it done. Meanwhile, this one Liberator, again, getting 4 drone kills. We have another drop here on the left-hand side. Again, these drops, like the multitasking for Vindicta has been insane. Any other player, I think, would have fallen here to MeomaikA, but Vindicta's doing just such a great job at just clawing his way back in.
Yeah, that's right, and it's absolutely vital for him that he does try to get a little bit of damage of his own and does try to keep MeomaikA at home. I will note as well that Liberator did spot the Vipers, so Vindicta's going to be aware that there's a couple Vipers heading his way. He scans everywhere here, just trying to get an idea of where he's at in this game.
Yeah, just the drone count, any additional Vipers, any maybe Ultra Cavern being thrown down, or any kind of Spire. He needs to get eyes on any kind of tech. Meanwhile, double drop on the right-hand side. MeomaikA completely out of position, will lose the Queen, but the Lings are going to be able to get here just in time, but we're in trade efficiently. Oh.
Yeah, it is starting to get into a phase of the game where Vindicta's going to have to up the aggression. He's going to have to start to try to get some damage done if he wants to get a 5th later in this game. He is starting to mine out that 3rd base, so it's going to be very important for him to start to establish himself on this map.
Definitely, definitely. When will that fifth base be thrown down? There we go. CC has now started here in the center of all of these bases. So at some point, a 5th will be on the horizon. Meanwhile, another double drop. Oh, the left-hand base is looking quite vulnerable. MeomaikA on the way.
Yeah, 3 locations being attacked all at once, and he's starting to get a lot of drone damage. Vindicta with the 2nd and 3rd prong getting quite a lot of damage here. 17 drones going down.
Oh my god, 17 drones in the end. Even trades out with a couple of Baneleys, even gets the Queens as well. Is there a world where he gets the Viper? I think that's asking for too much, but already he got so much done. Look at the drone count.
Yeah, look at that. 19 drones going down. So the drones, 38 drones. MeomaikA on an insane army now. And I do worry for Vindicta a little bit. It's going to be so hard to take the 4th with this crazy supermax out of MeomaikA, but he's completely all in on this army. Doesn't really have that much of a bank to reinforce this.
Yeah, exactly. MeomaikA just has one massive army, but massive is it? Ling, Bane. I'm looking at the unit tab. We have 172 Lings and 90 Banelings. We have those 2 Vipers as well, so even these entrenched positions aren't the safest place to be here for Vindicta.
Yeah, this is an absolutely terrifying army coming out here from Meo. Vindicta, I'm not sure if he realizes exactly the strength of what's coming his way.
Oh my god, here we go. The Lingbane rolls on forward. The tanks are falling one after the other. How good are these Blinding Clouds going to be? The Banelings roll in as well. The Blinding Clouds do cover some of these tanks. Vindicta is falling back. He can afford to lose some SCVs. He can afford to lose some bases.
Yeah, only 3 SCVs going down. Honestly, really good for Vindicta. And having a look at the supply for Meo has plummeted. That initially looked like a very, very scary situation, but Meo just lost so much supply and he just spent his entire mineral bank.
Oh, he did on Ultras. They're coming out. They don't have any upgrades, Kindness Plating or Ultra Speed. It is going to be on the way soon. We do still have those Ghosts alive from earlier, Ghosts and Marauder. So Vindicta does have a decent army against this, but MeomaikA is not done.
Yeah, nice job splitting off those links, just taking out that sensor tower, keeping Vindicta a little bit in the dark here, and Vindicta's gonna have to go for this 5th base now. He has no other choice. He needs to try and get some extra income going, and MeomaikA sees this with the creep.
Yeah, the creep is expanded here on the right-hand side. MeomaikA has eyes on all of this. Vindicta's gonna try and take this. I mean, the Ultras are coming in. They will reveal themselves. Kaiser Splaiting is gonna finish up just in time for this fight.
Yeah, a little bit of a misrally here. MeomaikA is going to lose quite a few of these banelings.
Yeah, a couple of banelings do go down at the same time. Liberator here on the left-hand side. 4 more drones end up falling. MeomaikA down to 39 drones. He's coming in.
Yeah, here he is. Massive commitment on the fight here, coming in from every angle. Banelings rolling towards the entire army, but so many of them going down right away. Those 4 Ultras still alive.
Yeah, the Ultras are still alive, but you know what? It is only the Ultras. There's only 3 remaining now. They go all the way towards the 3rd base location, running into tank fire. They will get them, though.
Yeah, that army absolutely evaporated on both sides, really, and both players going down to very low supply, both dipping below 100 now, and neither really having the minerals to replenish either, so this is a wild situation we find ourselves in, but if Vindicta can establish this 5th, I really do favor this for him.
Yeah, can he get it up and running? The 5th is on the way. We have a couple of mules being thrown down as well, but Vindicta is already here with his links, with his Ultras. They even just got transfused, and oh, this mineral line is gonna go down.
Yeah, the CC just gonna try to save as many of those SCVs as it can, but MeomaikA doesn't have to fully commit to this. Does lose 1 Ultra for his troubles. Each one of those Ultras is very important in this situation, but we do see at the same time 4 Infestors and 3 Vipers being started up.
Yeah, MeomaikA, very wise choice here, going for the energy-based units instead. He still has 2 fresh bases that he can mine from as well. Oh god, Vindicta gonna try and get this back up and running. The planetary will definitely help here, but this is just such a awkward game state. Like both.
Yeah, it's a very awkward position, and these lings represent a lot of threat, but the Infestors and the Vipers as well, that represents the entire gas bank that MeomaikA had saved up. MeomaikA is so broke at this point. He really does have to do a lot with this army, and if Vindicta can get enough of a foothold at this 5th base to get some more aggression started on the other side of the map, this could start to swing in his favor. Vindicta's shown throughout this series that he's got incredible multitasking to be able to get damage across the map while defending.
Yeah, he's also pre-setting up his tanks. They're all nicely spread out here to avoid getting lightning clouded, but we do have the Yoinks instead, and 2 tanks are going to go down.
Yeah, 2 tanks going down, but a lot of lings. A little bit of miscontrol by MeomaikA, leaving his lings in the range of those tanks. So 3 tanks will go down, but at the same time, there's a lot of lings being shaved off for MeomaikA, but the big fight is going to be happening now.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for those fungals. We have the Infestors coming in as well. There we go. The first fungal does connect on the Marauders. The Vipers, they won Lin.
Yeah, big miscontrol there by MeomaikA taking out those Vipers. That represents so much of the gas that he has left over, and with all those Vipers going down, Vindicta can just go back into tanks and Ghosts and Liberators and solidify this position, and things are starting to look up for him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still quite scrappy because it did cost a lot of tanks. Like, that was still a half-decent fight for MeomaikA. Obviously, losing the Vipers is not something that you never want to do. Oh, God, but here we go. MeomaikA forced to drone.
Yeah, forced to drone to get back into this game, but for the first time we are seeing Vindicta take a supply lead. Considering the situation earlier on in the game, that's kind of incredible. I really didn't know how he was going to be able to get a 5th.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I mean, we even have a landed Viking harass as well. Something that's important is that MeomaikA is lost long distance mining from one of Vindicta's bases. Oh, he's even going to try and take a hatchery as well, so I worry here if this goes uncontested, if this goes unscattered. That will be crucial for MeomaikA.
Yeah, Vindicta is starting to set up an eBay and bunker wall at that 5th just to completely solidify that location. So once he does feel comfortable there, definitely hoping to see him start to get a little bit across the map. He won't be exactly sure just how broke MeomaikA is at this point.
Oh yeah, exactly. So the lings are flooding on in. The 3rd base is going to be forfeit here for Vindicta. The rest of the army completely out of position is going to have to rotate over, and yeah, MeomaikA finding quite a lot here.
Yeah, his 3rd base will be taken out, but the orbital survives, and this base is pretty much mined out, so it's not the most valuable location at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be able to be quite a strong launch pad for Vindicta to try and stop this space. So there we go, he does scat it, and he will be able to punish all of these drones.
Yeah, taking out a lot of drones. I don't think he'll quite be able to take out this base. It does look like MeomaikA going to lead with the infestors here, but good pick up there.
Yeah, good pick up, but the infestors are going to slowly... they actually won't be able to get a kill on this medevac, and this is actually using up a lot of energy. Oh my god, he actually will get the medevac.
Yeah, he is going to get that medevac, but he has spent almost all the... Oh, and he doesn't get the medevac. Oh, that's a... I hate to be critical, but that's a big misplay by MeomaikA. That's all of the infestor energy gone.
Ay, ay, ay. That's not what you want to be seeing, and the drop is back.
Yeah, so cheeky with that drop. He said, if it's 1 health, I can still use it.
Yeah, doesn't matter how much HP it has as long as it is alive. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of link harass here trying to focus down the bunker on the right-hand side, just applying a little bit of pressure. Vindicta trying to set himself up as well just to protect this mining base. Liberator rocks up as well. This fresh base of MeomaikA, it's not going to mine.
Yeah, this Liberator is going to do so much damage. There is barely any anti-air on the entire map for MeomaikA at this point. Even making 1 extra queen at this point, realizing that he really does, he really is struggling for anti-air in this situation, and these Liberators are going to be so annoying to deal with. This is kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen on Harstem's stream, he plays this little multitasking game where you have a base and a spine, and there's like 9 of them, and you have to keep... One of the players moves the bases and one of them moves the spine. So you have this like constant multitasking back and forth. So a little bit of a mini game going on here in this game.
Yeah, even here, 4 Marauders move. I don't think this is worth it, but he does get a queen. Even tries to focus on the ultra for the entire Marauder. Another drop does take out the hatchery in the end. 4 drones went down.
Yeah, the multitask of Vindicta has been incredible for this whole series, getting so much damage all over the place. We'll lose this Liberator, but causing so many situations to happen all over the map for MeomaikA to have to react to, and throwing down a whole bunch of scans here, trying to get some tabs on these burrowed infestors.
Yeah, exactly. He does spot them earlier. Meanwhile, MeomaikA's pushing on in. Oh my god, completely undefended. There was no sensor tower. MeomaikA, he can actually go all the way to the natural, maybe even the main.
Yeah, this is a very threatening position that MeomaikA finds himself in, but Vindicta's just going to run straight in. He's going to be able to get some snipes on this Ultra, almost taking that one down, but there's these Lings trying to break into the main here. If they can get on top of the production, that'll be quite dangerous for Vindicta, but instead takes all of them out almost for free.
Yeah, exactly. Vindicta has to be careful though, because there could be a follow-up Ling run by. Speaking of, the Lings do dive on in. They do not get the ghost. Oh, a lot of Lings do get traded out.
Yeah, and look at these Neo-Steel bunkers. This is starting to look like a bit of a campaign mission setup here. We've got the bunkers and the turret and the tank. It's kind of like, you know, that situation where you get dropped in right at the start here, and it's like you have to survive on this planet for the next half an hour.
I mean, we've been here for half an hour, actually. I don't realize how long this game has gone on. It's so scrappy with 29, 30 minutes here in this game. MeomaikA still struggling to get his economy back up and running. Same can be said for Vindicta. This space on the left-hand side is going to finally be taken, or at least Vindicta's going to try and take it.
Yeah, this is starting to get to a very difficult position. The same way that we saw Vindicta having to secure a 5th down in this bottom right, he's going to have to try to secure a 6 if he wants to continue in this game, and it's going to spread him very thin. He's going to have to protect the left and the right, and even the center, trying to keep on top of that production, but he does have a little bit, the supplies, sorry, are neck and neck in this situation, so yeah, gonna have to be able to see if MeomaikA can challenge this base.
Yeah, he's going to try. We have the entire army here ready and waiting to dive on the fresh base. MeomaikA actually doesn't have eyes on this. Oh my god. But he will check and he will confirm. We have 2 Liberators and they will definitely help out. There is no anti-air, but there's still so much Lingbane.
Yeah, so much Lingbane coming in here, and he is going to be able to see this. There is nothing that shoots up, so this orbital is going to be able to fly away. And this double drop in the top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, sorry, he's going to get a lot of damage here.
Ooh, yeah, he doesn't go for the drones, he goes for the base instead. He will get the hatchery, one of the final mining bases of MeomaikA. Essentially the final base, because this base on the right-hand side is almost mined out.
Yeah, so that takes out almost the entirety of MeomaikA's mining. We are seeing those minerals barely going up for him, but meanwhile MeomaikA's got a little bit of a split on his army here, got all his Lingbane Ultra on the left here, got the Vipers and the Infestors on the right, so he's going to be safe on the right if any pushes come forward. I'm just going to use these Lings to deny the mining on the left here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these Liberators have done really well for themselves. Like, they've got so many kills, 6 kills between the 2 of them already. Like, the Ultra Lingbane can't really do too much here, but yeah, we'll at least force the lost mining.
these infestors have been hidden in a very good spot here, and they could find a devastating fungal here if Vindicta doesn't scan his army. Does look like he's going to be throwing down a turret here, so it does put this move on a little bit of a timer for MeomaikA, but I think he's going to try to bait the army across.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to bait it out here, but the tower's going to finish up in a couple of seconds. MeomaikA recognizes that he is going to try and back off. No, he wants the fungal! Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's got the infestor right on top of the army. This is a very threatening situation, but Vindicta is going to split up his army a little bit. Oh, but here comes the attack.
Yeah, here comes the attack. Is it going to be enough? The bungle, where are we going to see it? Blinding clouds do get thrown down on both the attacks. The scan actually does reveal that infestor.
Yeah, that infestor just jumping out a little bit too early, immediately focused down by all of the army. That scan as well, going to be able to see the borrowed infestor here, but a little bit of an overextension from Vindicta. Small miscontrol there, but he's shaving off so much of this army.
And I don't know if this is the fight that MeomaikA wants to take. There we go, a blinding cloud on both of the tanks. Only fire remaining here for Vindicta. He's being chased back all the way to the right-hand side of the map to the safety of one other tank, but is this going to be enough?
Yeah, very intense moment here. There's still some infestors remaining, and all the ultras survived as well, but so many Ling Bane going down. The supply is once again plummeting for both players. This is something that we've been seeing over and over in this series. Both players just trading blows, trading these armies. It's been neck and neck from the start, and that continues. Yeah. One of those ultras taking a lot of damage from that Liberator, though.
Yeah, one ultra actually did go down to that first Liberator. A couple of Hydras were made just to deal with those libs as well. MeomaikA really struggling to refine his army, but he still has those infestors that you were talking about. He's making 2 more behind. This is going to be all about those fungals.
Yeah, just sneaking those infestors in. Even if he can throw down fungals on the transfer of the SCVs, that could get a lot of damage here for MeomaikA, but his army is looking quite small. Oh, what a scan.
One infestor goes down. There's still one more remaining. By the way, it's going to shark on in. Oh, these Marines are going to be forfeit.
Yeah, a little bit of a misrally here, and we do actually have some Hydras here, so MeomaikA is going to be able to start to get some damage on those orbitals, but thinks twice as the army of Vindicta starts to rotate to defend this one. And the infestor goes down. That was a full energy infestor.
Oh my god. MeomaikA going swarm host? So we got some swarm hosts on the way. I mean, energy-based units, you know, that's what it's all about. The infestors coming in. No, Miss Rally.
Oh, really good scan there. Vindicta's been so on top of constantly scanning for this. And oh, another Miss Rally. These ultras were not meant to go this way. GG. No way.
Oh my god. GG, well played. There was a time, do you remember 20 minutes ago when Vindicta got fungled and he lost like all of his army and he was down like 70 supply? GG gets called. Oh my god.
There was that fungal and all the banelings going on top of the fungled Marines. That game, he looked so dead. I had no idea how he was going to get his 5th. That was such a rough situation, but Vindicta somehow manages to use his incredible multitasking to pull the rabbit out of the hat on that one.
Mate, we were on some serious copium, okay? We were. Vindicta just messaged me. He said, I had no business winning that game, but the cope was real.
Yeah, he just messages me. I apologize.
GG, well played. Vindicta does it. He 2-0s MeomaikA.
Yeah, the tent, the turtle, the copium, whatever you want to call it. Vindicta has shown time and time again on his stream, if you ever see his stream, that he can do anything when he's huffed enough copium.
Even on the Australian server, mate. Even on the Australian server. Vindicta, he does it. He takes the game that was so close. I was worried if it was going to be a 1-1, then both teams would have to be relying on their revives or a 4th player. But Vindicta does it in the end. And now we have a nice lead in this series. Only a lead, though, because now Juggernauts have a revive. Or GogojOey.
Yeah, so Juggernauts with that 1 life left, things are not over yet. Vindicta's post is not yet finished. He is going to have to take on another contender, and honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if they sent out MeomaikA again.
Yeah.
What a crazy game that was. That was so close.
That was insanely close, mate. That was insanely close. Ay. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. The fact that Vindicta was honestly dead that game, it was insane. How he was able to really claw his way back. I'm looking at look at the army value graph. Look at it. Almost the entire game, he was down. He only was ahead in supply like towards the very end. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can see the way that the graphs go up and down with each other, but Vindicta never managing to take too horrible a fight, kept himself in that game, and eventually manages to pull that one out. Even looking at the workers graph, what a crazy looking game. Oh my goodness.
I'm afraid to look the worker graph. Oh my god. MeomaikA got up to 75 at one point and never again.
Wait, this looks like one of your drone counts. Aye.
Oh my
Absolutely
god.
insane game there. That was, yeah, just incredible multitasking coming out there, showing, yeah, just having to show all of his skills to pull that one out.
That was crazy, puppy. That was absolutely insane.
Catch your breath, puppy.
As the team owner, like same, like I was like, oh my god, like Vindicta's fighting so hard right now, it's gonna be for nothing. And then he was like multi-progging all over the place. We had drops, we had liberators everywhere.
It's okay. You're gonna have to. You can pay him. He gets to keep the jersey, you know.
He gets to keep the jersey, mate. Aye. It is going to be on Data Under the Sea as our final map. And I have confirmation. GogojOey is coming out.
Yeah, there we go. So that ace match, of course, it could have been a revive, but opting to pull out a player that they haven't used yet, GogojOey, especially in what is effectively a best of one situation for each of these games to keep them alive. Very strong Zerg player in his own right, and much like the other two Zergs in this clan, does have his own interesting styles and approaches to the game.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I just I'm still gathering my thoughts. I'm messaging the admin. I just have to I also have to confirm here.
Yeah, it does look like there will be a little bit of a delay. Possibly this isn't the right map, if there is a preset map.
Oh yes, sorry. I did miss. I'm gonna have to remake here. It is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice. Meanwhile, I have confirmation here from the admin. Vindicta has to win one game. One game is all he needs. Oh,
yeah, there we go. Only one game left in it, and I hope for his sake he wins that, because that looked like an exhausting game that he had just then.
Oh my god. Gonna be crazy, puppy's gonna be crazy. Here we go. We're just getting everyone into this lobby here. It's a very unique format, the World Team League. So told me.
We're not sending you out.
Where's
I know your
Rufus
ZVZ is good, but
true.
yeah, I'll wake him up.
Oh my god.
Say something. Have you woken me?
Give some words to Miguelito, papi, to Vindicta. He needs it.
Yeah. So we will be spawning into Tropical Scarface.
Yes, Tropical Scarface indeed. Aye. Here we go. We are loading on in. The countdown has begun. It has ended. This is it. This is the final chance for the Juggernauts.
Yeah, here we go. The life is on the line, so we'll have to see when it comes down to it what GogojOey has prepared for this situation. And here he is, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is the Red Zerg representing the Juggernauts. It is the player from Hong Kong, GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the American Terran player himself, representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's the blue Terran. He is Vindicta.
Still can't believe that last game. I feel like that was, I want to call it an immortal game. Have you heard of that term from chess?
Go for it. What is that? What is an immortal game?
So in chess, they have this term for like when there's a very, very incredible game that might have some crazy moves that have never been seen before, or something that's just like a really brilliant move where the player's kind of playing out of their skin. They call that an immortal game. So I feel like that was Vindicta's immortal game that we just saw there.
Yeah, like this was like, you know what this was? This was that last series was the polar opposite of like Maru versus EnDerr. Like where instead of Maru turtling up to 4 bases and just being stuck there and taking up, like that was so high energy, that was so high octane. It went what, 35 minutes, and it was just non-stop action essentially from both ends, drops all over the place, massive maxed out pushes. Remember, there was even a time, we didn't even get to talk about it, there was a time where MeomaikA had like what, 39 drones, and he was maxed out 200 supply, and he had just a sheer, he had 172 lings and like 80 banes. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the most insane armies I've ever seen, with the 90 banelings, with all the lings. That was just an absolutely insane game, honestly.
Oh my god, it's brutal, and my heart goes out to Vindicta, because you were talking about it. I'm sure that was quite taxing on the body, on the mind. He did win it, sure, in the end, and I'm sure he breathed a sigh of relief, but it was still quite an ordeal to go through.
Yeah, that's right, and he will be doing that extra diligent scouting here, but it does look like GogojOey so far playing a much more normal game than we've been seeing from MeomaikA.
Oh my god, exactly, a much more normal game. We do see a hatch gas pool opener from GogojOey. He's even trying to go for a third base. He does get denied by the SCV. Now Vindicta is here forcing GogojOey to delay his third base by quite a bit, forcing, or could even force another round of queens.
Yeah, this is a huge delay that Vindicta's put on this third base, completely denying that linear third base, and it doesn't look like GogojOey wanting to take the triangle at this point. He's just going to have to, as you said, make those extra queens. Does get the tumor down, but Vindicta's going to be trying to take out any lings that he can here.
Oh, exactly. The drone comes out once again towards the triangular third base location, but oh my god, the Reaper is here ready and waiting. GogojOey just can't catch a break. He goes to the right, but that's where the SCV is.
Yeah, the SCV is just going to be blocking this drone a little bit. Does pull it away, doesn't want to lose that one to the lings, but the drone is following. So I think on the side of Vindicta, you'd have to be starting to worry now that GogojOey might be going for some kind of roach build, having his third delayed so much, but it does look like he just straight up has a lead from this.
Exactly. You know, if Azure was here, he would say the same thing. GogojOey is known for his roach aggression, for his roach compositions in this matchup, for his roach timings as well. So Vindicta has to be a little bit careful here. As you were saying, though, doesn't really have anything to worry about, as he does just have a nice lead.
Yeah, so Nestle coming out here as well. I do also really like that he's gone for a third CC here, so he will be able to completely capitalize on that economic gain that he's made. And it does look like he's going for a very standard Hellion Banshee build.
Oh, exactly. This is all being scouted, by the way, so props to GogojOey for getting in with his Overlord. He does confirm the 1-1-1. He does see the Tech Lab on that starport, so he's fully aware that he has to prepare with some of those spores. Meanwhile, Vindicta got all the way into the main base, again, just to make sure that there was no roach warren.
Yeah, and I almost don't know how to feel about a normal game at this point. This is pretty much the most standard TVZ setup that you can have, and I'm a little confused, honestly.
I'm confused, not just because of that. It's very jarring, because this is the most standard game period we've had today. Remember, like, the PvPs where we had like the proxy in the middle of the map. We had the Dolan games as well, where he got cheese, where there was the Roach one as well for that. Yeah, it was just it's just been a wild day of StarCraft, and this is crazy. This is crazy, puppy. They're playing standard.
Yeah, you're right, and this is honestly about as standard as it gets, and I do worry as well for GogojOey. I'm not really sure he's the stronger player of the two here, but this is definitely Vindicta's comfort zone.
Exactly. So mad respect for GogojOey to looking at how all the other games have gone and be like, nah, I'm gonna take you straight up, mate. You know, you've had all this nonsense with MeomaikA, I'm gonna take it to you. And props to GogojOey. He has been playing on the European ladder as well. He is 6k on that over there as well, so he's really been able to prove himself. He's been really proving himself in the Taiwan Hong Kong qualifiers, especially in ZVP, taking down players like Nice, taking down players like Haas. But against Terran, there aren't a lot of Terrans in GogojOey's region. You know, he doesn't play against them too often. How will he compare here to Vindicta, as he has had a pretty comfortable start?
Yeah, has been able to get most of what he wants. I would like to see a fourth going up for him pretty soon at the same time, but he has been able to get away with not making too heavy commitment into this Ling Bane, and his defense has been fairly solid so far. That being said, Vindicta doing a pretty good job staying on top of this creep spread.
Yeah, the creep is being receded all the way back. Meanwhile, GogojOey has not been skipping out on his own queens. Unlike MeomaikA, we have 8 queens already on the map. Do you see the 4th base has been scattered by Vindicta? He shouldn't be able to really force a cancel or anything like that, but again, just has eyes on it, just making sure he's fully aware of what's happening, even throws out a scan, just in case.
Yeah, good time scan there is going to be able to see the lair on the way, so everything just looking incredibly standard coming out from GogojOey. No tech being thrown out just yet, but that 1-1 on the way should be slightly ahead of that of the Terrans.
Oh god, exactly. Will have that upgrade timing available to him. Could go straight to 2-2 as well behind it because of that lair. And yeah, we're just kind of chilling, puppy, you know, it's... How's your day? Oh my god.
I saw some crazy stuff.
You wouldn't believe it, Papi. I was in a 30-minute MeomaikA game. It was crazy. As Vindicta is finally going to be pushing out here into the center of the map. Medevac's not too far behind the army. At the same time, Lane's going for a run by.
Yeah, interesting build coming out here from Vindicta. Looks like he actually went for just a single Banshee, skipping, I believe he's actually skipped the cloak here. Yeah, he has. This is a build that I've really liked using, where you can get the extra tanks this way by not building the second Banshee. You get that factory on the tech lab a little bit earlier, and that means this push that he's got here that you would usually actually only be 1 tank, he's got 3 tanks here.
Oh my god, that's a lot of tanks. The Baneling speed is not done yet. The Baneling's just going to try and waddle on in. He's pulling the trigger. He's going to try and dive on top of this army. He will get at least 1 tank, but the Banelings all go down.
Yeah, really good focus fire with the tanks there by Vindicta, and you can see the advantage of having all these tanks earlier. They can put on so much damage and keep all this bio alive, and this is really starting to spiral out of control for GogojOey.
Yeah, GogojOey being pretty broken here. Only a single queen remaining. Banelings are still on the way. The final queen will go down. GogojOey will force this back, but at a great cost.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing quite a lot of supply there. Meanwhile, on the side of Vindicta, though, just starting to get that 3rd up and mining. Does look like he is going to lose his tank. No, nice pick up there.
Yeah, very nice pickup, does save the tank. I can't say the same for that Banshees. It does get focused down. Banelings are waddling on in, but they get focused down by those Marines. What I was also going to say is that Vindicta was able to put on that aggression at the same time, also making sure he didn't lose too many SCVs for that massive Ling run by earlier. But there's a follow-up Ling run by. Once again, the tank is going to be saved, but GogojOey's committing even further. Oh.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to pull back, just save those Banes for later. Not going to be too aggressive with those. Meanwhile, the 2-2 on the way for Vindicta, getting his drilling claws as well, so this game is going to continue on in a fairly standard fashion.
Yeah, GogojOey, the important thing about that tank push is that sure, he lost all of his queens, but he didn't lose any drones, and his drone count has now reached the point where he is content with what he has. He has 92 drones. Oh my god, the polar opposite of MeomaikA.
Yeah, and quite suddenly the supply is fairly far in his favor. I didn't quite catch that run by that he got earlier on, but I'm presuming that he did manage to deny quite a lot of mining, maybe even taking out a few of those SCVs.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, looking at the units lost tab, you know, in total 7 SCVs have gone down. Vindicta still doesn't have a 4th base, so there's going to be a little bit on the back foot. GogojOey is free to just not drone up, he's already done that, to just make nothing but army. Ling, Bane, Hive is going to be on the way. Infestation Pit's already done. He could actually go straight into Ultra if he wanted to.
Yeah, we do see the token Stormhost being produced here, but at the moment doesn't look like any tech thrown down, save for that of the Ling Bane, so it's going to be very hard for Vindicta to be out on the map against this kind of style.
Oh, exactly. He just doesn't have any presence. The creep spread is honestly looking quite good here for GogojOey in the center of the map. Vindicta is going to try and be active here, go try and use his patented style of going for this mass harassment, but he's just having a hard time finding too much damage.
Yeah, MeomaikA does pick off a few of these Banelings. He's going to start to recede some of this creep as well, and just keeping GogojOey busy at this point. GogojOey does want to start getting a little bit of damage with this Ling Bane. I would like to see him putting some pressure on this 4th, and that's exactly what he's going to do now.
Yeah, here we go. The Ling Bane is on the way. We have a couple of Widow Mines being sprinkled in for Vindicta. How good are those Widow Mine shots going to be? The shots are going to go off. Oof.
Yeah, very nice shot there. Does manage to take out quite a few of those Lings that are coming up the ramp here, but there's a lot of Banelings remaining for GogojOey. But all in all, I think this is a really nice fight for Vindicta, and we do see these supplies starting to even up.
Yeah.
Does lose only 2 SCVs. A really good pull on the SCVs there, keeping them safe.
For a moment, I thought GogojOey was going to go for the mineral line here at the triangular third, but no, he opted to pull back instead, and that's a dangerous thing because these Widow Mines, they even survived from the earlier engagement as well. They're going to be here. They're going to be able to solidify this fourth base even further. GogojOey has to go back to the drawing board. With that, he's decided his tech of choice. He's going not for an Ultra Cavern, but for a Spire. And an Ultra Cavern, there we go.
Yeah, throwing in that Spire and the Ultra Cavern, looking further down into this game. But for the moment, just on pure Ling Bane, so Vindicta is going to be able to start to push out a little bit, start to use these mines to start getting these good trades, and showing again these Liberators that he's utilized so well in all the series previously.
Oh god, exactly. Liberator going ham there. Meanwhile, oh my god, another juicy Widow Mine shot does go off on the majority of those Lings. The Liberator finally gets cleaned up here, but not before getting a Queen and 6 more drones. Oh god. GogojOey, now, sorry, Vindicta, suddenly, like, things are swinging in his favor. Earlier, he was down in supply, and now, catching up.
Yeah, really nice patience coming out here from the side of Vindicta. Meanwhile, on the side of GogojOey, he is starting to start up some Corruptors, so a little bit of a different start. Very nice mine shot there, taking out a lot of Banelings.
Yeah, a lot of Banes do go down. As you're saying, an older style going Ling Bane Corruptor. This can kind of tech and go into Broodlords at some point as well, if GogojOey wants to go for that style. Meanwhile, we have a scan, and all the tech has been spotted.
Yeah, well-timed scan there. Does manage to see everything that's going down on the side of GogojOey, so Vindicta going to have a good idea of what's coming his way. It's not going to be a full commitment to that Ling Bane style. GogojOey is in fact teching a little bit further on into this game, and as we say that, there is an attack coming in on the left here.
Oh, there is an attack coming in. Widow Mine shots are going to go up, take out the majority of these things. Bailey's rolling in as well. Corruptors have revealed themselves, but the Widow Mine shots go off.
Yeah, these Widow Mine shots have been absolutely money, and Vindicta trading so cost efficiently here.
God, exactly. It's been absolutely insane how much value he's been able to get from all these mines. Liberators continue to come out. I imagine we're going to see a transition into some ghosts as well, just to help out with those ultras. And GogojOey is going to be able to force this back a little bit, but where are those Banelings?
Yeah, only 10 Banelings being started up, and there's a lot of Banelings over here on this right-hand side. They might be able to come around for a wraparound, or even put an attack on this third. So it does look like Vindicta's sniffing out that some of the supply is missing, and he will just back off and rotate.
Yeah, thanks to that sensor tower, he was able to spot this run by here for GogojOey. It does alleviate some of that pressure as Vindicta does back off, but it does mean that he'll be able to expand and take a 5th base. Goes for the double scan again, just keeping an eye on whatever the hell the Terran, the Zerg is doing.
Whatever race he is,
you know, the Joey.
Something or other.
Oh.
Yeah, meanwhile, just throwing a couple of Lings forward here. Will manage to take out some of these mine shots. Extra one going to take out a few of those Lings there, but not taking any splash on the Banelings, which is really important in this situation. So these Ultra Corruptor Ling Bane Force is going to head in on the 4th here.
Yeah, another money Widow Mine shot goes off on the majority of these Lings. GogojOey has to be so careful. The ultras are getting caught out.
Yeah, nice little flank here. He's going to take out some of these Banelings and some of these Ultras, and the supply is starting to swing quite heavily in Vindicta's favor. But one thing that we didn't see in MeomaikA's game that we are seeing in this game is the bank. GogojOey has quite a nice mineral bank at this point.
Quite a nice mineral bank, not a gas bank though, and that's why he has to be that much more careful. Liberator was able to take down 6 drones earlier. Another drop here, pulling away the attention of GogojOey. The main army, the Marauders push on forward. He wants to get that hatchery, won't get it in the end, but ooh, Banelings crash into Marauders.
Yeah, and another good mine shot. Vindicta starting to smell blood here, putting on the pressure, trying to get a bit of a feel for the amount of money that GogojOey has left in this situation, but he's going to be able to take out some of these Queens in the main, just trading out some of these Marines, starting to improve the quality of his army.
Yeah, exactly, as he is transitioning. He's working on that fusion core, working on a second starport to go into lib range, to go into more of those Liberators. Meanwhile, GogojOey is pulling the trigger. He wants to try and get us around with his Ling Bane Ultra.
Yeah, very interesting going into a mass lib style here, so he would be able to start to abuse the lack of anti-air, and he is starting to trade off with some of these units, but the Ultras are getting some good hits on this bio.
Yeah, surprising amount of hits on those Marauders there. Softened up quite a bit. Meanwhile, Widowmine shots go up on the Banelings. Now there are only Ultras left.
Goodness, huge Widowmine shots. And if these Marauders can start going away at these Ultras, they're going to take out so many of them. And yeah, so many of them going down right away. Two going down, a lot of them on very low health here.
Yeah, exactly. They barely survived that fight. Vindicta, I'm sure he wants to try and chase them down, but they do get away in the end, just scanning, trying to get an eye on another one of those bases. Just like on the previous map on Inside and Out, I love that Vindicta's even trying to seal off some of these attack paths, trying to limit where GogojOey can come from.
Yeah, very nice move there. And also, we are seeing on that Fusion Core, not going for the lip range, but instead going for medevac speed first.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's actually got 2 Fusion Cores.
What is happening? What is actually happening?
Yeah, just firing up all of these upgrades all at once, getting the high-sec auto-tracking as well, just giving a little bit more range to those planetary fortresses. And Vindicta looking much further down into this game. He's going to start shaving off some of these extra bases of GogojOey as well, so starting to look at a bit of a split map situation.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I'm just worried because GogojOey, he's been stuck on Ling Bane Ultra. I'm just surprised he hasn't tried going for Vipers, going for Infestors, going for some of those spellcaster units here to really round out his army.
Yeah, has been trying to go for a very aggressive style. I do think that considering how high his drone count was at some point, I can understand why he just want to throw units at Vindicta. But Vindicta's done a really good job of taking back the initiative in this game. And forcing GogojOey to engage on his terms.
Yeah, definitely. Again, GogojOey, like, he's just forced to defend back at home. A drop towards the south, another drop towards the north, forces a cancel on this space. And Ultra was targeted down earlier as well. Oh god, and I just worry that maybe GogojOey is just tunnel visioning a little bit too much. Like you were talking about it earlier, there was a time to just brute force your way through, but I feel like that time has come and gone.
Yeah, that's right. And Vindicta, he has established a really strong foothold on this map, starting up a whole bunch of extra CCs, blocking off that path, as you pointed out, with the Raxes as well. And he really does have a dominating position on his quadrant.
Yeah, exactly. It's so difficult to really engage in any of these locations. Despite that, GogojOey is going to try. He's coming in from the bottom right-hand corner of the map. He's looking to try and dive on top of this army. The Ghosts are looking a little bit exposed. Oh, but they do back up.
Yeah, the Ghost running back, pulling this army over the mines, over the PF, and all these snipes going down, just churning up these Ultras, all of the Ultras going down. Little bit impatient there by GogojOey.
Yeah, exactly. So many Ultras didn't end up falling. I'm a little bit afraid to look, but there's only 2 Ultras remaining in this army, and GogojOey, he's stuck with it. He's rebuilding said Ultras.
Yeah, so on the side of GogojOey, he does still have a decent enough bank. He was able to quickly remax, so he's got a few more of these armies left in him, but he can't be too wasteful. And here we go, Vindicta really heading into this late game, starting to throw down some nukes.
Yeah, nuke here towards the bottom right-hand corner. This has been spotted by GogojOey. Oh no, he pulls back his drones. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a mistake. He's going to take out that drone. Loses the Queen as well for his troubles. These Marauders just heading around the top side, trying to see if they can take out any bases, but GogojOey on top of this and will be able to chase down those medevacs with the Corruptors.
Yeah, exactly. All the drops are going to go down in the end. Meanwhile, we do see that Vindicta, okay, was able to pick up a couple of drones as well here, as there is the Ghost, the nuking Ghost earlier. Just goes ham on it anyway.
Yeah, we've got the Kerrigan Ghost here being left behind, is going to go down to those Lings, but meanwhile, there is a big attack coming in here on the 4th base of Vindicta.
Yeah, at the same time towards the south, the Ultras and the Banelings, they pull the trigger as well. Looks like he will get a kill on this planetary as well. The SCVs are being targeted down as well by those Banelings, so GogojOey finally making some headway.
Yeah, so many SCVs going down, 23 SCVs going down, and Vindicta doesn't really have the bank that he can just remax on army. He is going to have to rebuild those SCVs and try to get that economy going once again, so this is quite a setback.
Yeah, exactly. We were praising Vindicta for his position in the center of the map, and I still stand by that. But towards the edges on the fringe bases, they are so much weaker in comparison. He doesn't have the SimCity. He doesn't have the same defensive positions.
Yeah, that's right, but meanwhile he is starting to push through the center here, and he is going to be able to put a little bit of damage on this base. At the same time, this big Ultra counterattack is going to stop him from taking his base in the bottom right-hand corner of the map.
Yeah, The entire army responds, mate. It all turns around here to deal with these ultras. If he does kill all the ultras, it may be worth it though, as they actually commit to the fight.
Yeah, a lot of Marines going down there, but he is able to get all these snipes off and taking out so many ultras here, even wasting some banelings there on the Marauders, and things are happening all over the map right now.
Yeah, exactly. GogojOey throwing away a lot of supply. These ultras even here getting caught out on the retreat. A couple more snipes are going off, and this may trigger Vindicta to go for a massive counterattack.
Yeah, Vindicta with this considerable the lib count here is able to solidify his position and can take a very aggressive position between all these bases here. He's going to have to be a little bit careful with his ghosts just to make sure to keep them alive in case the ultras commit.
Yeah, exactly. He has to be careful scanning ahead of time. Liberators slowly leapfrogging forward. Lings have been replenished here for GogojOey, but the snipes, they go up.
Yeah, nice snipes there, putting a lot of damage on these ultras. These Banes are going to commit, but so many of them being killed already.
Ooh.
Liberators are going to be taken out by the Corruptors, but everything on the ground is being destroyed.
Oh, exactly. Only 2 ultras remain. Once again, we still have a very large bioforce, but 7 ultras are on the production tab. GogojOey, with that massive bank, immediately remakes his army.
Yeah, that's right. He's able to very quickly remax. He did have a much higher drone count than that we saw with MeomaikA. But at the same time, this is probably one of the last remaxes he can do, and a bit of a wasteful fight there at the front, losing all that Ling Bane trying to buy time for the ultras.
Yeah, exactly. The ultras will pop out, but again, they're going to trickle out here from the hatcheries. He has to be so careful with how he engages next. It looks like Vindicta is going to be forced back, going to try and establish his fringe base. He's going to expand here towards the south instead. GogojOey has survived.
Yeah, GogojOey surviving for now does manage to get those ultras out, but Vindicta getting back to a decent SCV count. This is a really nice Ling run by on this base here. GogojOey doing such a good job keeping on top of the mining at this base.
Yeah, again, the southern base just continuing to be harassed time and time again. Vindicta will clean this up, and he only loses 9 SCVs, honestly a pretty substantial amount. The CC also on fire here. This is all just buying GogojOey time to just regather his thoughts, regather his army. He has the Greater Spire, and there are the Broodlords.
Yeah, so this is GogojOey's big chance to make a serious threatening army. I don't believe the scan there for Vindicta was able to pick up on those Broodlords, so he will be able to get them morphed in. It will be a little bit of a surprise for Vindicta, and I don't see any Thors on his side. It's just going to be the ghosts that he's going to have to use to deal with those.
Yeah, exactly. Only the ghosts. Looking at the units tab, what else? We don't have any liberators either. There's only a single ghost remaining in Vindicta's army. That's how intense these fights have been getting. So I worry a little bit here. GogojOey's army just looking a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, and at the same time, the bank for Vindicta very low, keeping it actually below 2 digits for the minerals and gas. So he will have to see if he can start trading off some of these Marines here. Gets the base in the bottom right.
Yeah, it does get the hatchery. Meanwhile, we have another drop here towards the top side of the map with Marauders. Doesn't end up getting the hatchery in the end. Just a little bit too much static defense. Going to be going for a little bit of another drop. But again, this is just keeping GogojOey busy as more Liberators and Mines are being pumped out.
Yeah, that's right. We have the Liberators and Mines on the way, but I definitely do worry a little bit. If GogojOey goes for a very powerful max here with the Ultras and the Broodlords, I'm not sure what Vindicta has to deal with these Broodlords.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much at all. Like, he needs more ghosts. He just hasn't seen them. Despite all these scans, that they've been great when it comes to keeping an eye on the economy, he just hasn't seen the army until now.
Yeah, so the Broodlords are shown. We do see a lot of bunkers going down for Vindicta, so he does recognize that he's in a good position. He just needs to hold against these, against what's coming his way. Even seeing an aggressive planetary fortress trying to fill this choke here, so definitely aware of the position that he has in this game, realizing that he just has to hold on at this point.
Yeah, exactly. He's got ghosts on the way. He's got Vikings on the way as well. Here we go. GogojOey is pulling the trigger. He's going to try and engage here, but with the defensive position, he just can't break this.
Yeah, there's near-steel bunkers, even fitting 6 Marines in here. Very formidable defense, and Vindicta's going to be able to hold on for the moment. Starting to get some extra ghosts out, even getting out some Vikings. Bit of desperation here, just anything that he can to deal with these Broodlords.
Yeah, because the Broodlords are breaking through. They do end up taking control of the high ground. The Ling Bane Ultra does get on top of this final mining base of Vindicta. It's so important that he manages to get this up and running. Oh, the Queens overextend a little bit here. CC does survive in the end, and Vindicta, again, buying time for those ghosts.
Yeah, definitely a precarious position, but Vindicta also starting up 5 Vikings at a time, so it does look like his strategy is going to be able to use these ghosts just to pick off the corruptors when they come forward, and then use the Vikings to take out the broodlords. So if he can get up to a good Viking count here and start picking off these broodlords, he will be able to keep himself safe in this game. But it's a very scary situation we have here.
Yeah, exactly. Can he pull it off? Because you know what, once again, GogojOey is diving on in with his ultras. Vindicta only fighting with half his army because the rest has gone up towards the north. He will be able to get a hatchery for his trouble. I love it. He's making use of these marines because they weren't doing much back at home.
Yeah, very good decision here. Realizes the bio is not going to be able to do much about these broodlords. It's going to be all about the Vikings and the ghosts to defend those. So he's just going to send this bio across the map to get whatever damage he can, and he's getting a decent amount of damage. This does abuse the lack of mobility of the broodlords.
Yeah, the broodlords are all on their own. The Vikings are coming in, the ghosts as well. GogojOey out of position with his broodlords.
Yeah, great scan there. Recognizes these broodlords have been left alone. Little bit of a mistake there. Picks off 3 broodlords there, so that does help a lot with the efforts of Vindicta.
Yeah, it really does. Meanwhile, the ultras are going to try and chase down those remaining ghosts. It looks like they cannot. They were to make it safely back down towards the rest of the army, but the ultras, they don't turn around. They're undeterred.
Yeah, the Ultra's going to jump on this PF, and honestly, still a little bit of a scary situation with Vindicta. If he can take out all these corruptors, though, I don't think there's anything left to defend the broodlords from the Vikings.
Yeah, exactly. There is nothing left. Very little anti-air. We have 6 corruptors on the way, so GogojOey recognizes this as 5 more Vikings are coming out. The hatchery towards the left-hand side did go down, so that marine force took down 2 hatcheries and a decent amount of those drones.
Yeah, poor Vindicta does look like he's going to be going into another half-an-hour game. So things are looking very close between the 2 players. A little bit of a supply lead for Vindicta, but GogojOey's got quite the gas bank.
Yeah, quite the gas bank indeed. We do see him mainlining over long distance mining. Actually, he's trying to get whatever resources he can as all the bases have been taken or are being taken on this map. Vindicta forcing the creep back a little bit. Broodlords have revealed themselves once again.
Yeah, so we'll just pick up those marines, get them out of there. If he can start to jump on these broodlords, pick away at them with the Vikings and the ghosts, that is going to help him a lot in these fights. Picks off 1, picks off a 2nd.
2 broodlords for nothing. Oh my god, a great trade there by Vindicta. GogojOey has to respect this. He has to back off. More corruptors on the way. Morphing them into broodlords. That will dampen his anti-air.
Yeah, but he has to build something. These broodlords represent so much of the army value of GogojOey, but yeah, one of them being sniped there right away.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. GogojOey forced to engage, forced to pull the trigger. The marines are coming in from the backline. Snipes are going off here. Only 1 corruptor left.
Yeah, really nice control of the army here, just sending those ghosts forward. And recognize as well, there's no detection, and Vindicta's gonna take the win, and the win for the CranKy Ducklings.
GG, well played, Vindicta. He does it. He takes down GogojOey 1-0 again. GogojOey was their final player. There was only 1 game left. And just before the 30-minute mark, Vindicta, he does it for the Ducklings.
Yeah, that's right. Vindicta has done it. And what a couple of games to do it with as well. Those were some insane TVZs, and he managed to clutch out that last one. That last one was looking rough, but he somehow found a way back into it at the end.
GG, well played. Oh god, I'm just that was so close as well. I was so worried once we saw the drone count here for GogojOey, once we saw him establish his side of the map as well. He was tunnel visioning a little bit too much with his army, but he was still finding so much damage. There was a moment where Vindicta lost 2 bases, right? He lost the left hand base and the one towards the most southern side of the map as well. He lost 27 SCVs, and it was looking rough. It's always looking rough for Vindicta, but he finds a way.
Yeah, that Terran Copium, it's always rough, even when you're such a strong player. That's what your games look like. That's the best you can hope for.
I shaking my head, mate, shaking. The moment where the broodlords were hidden, there was like 8 broodlords and there was 1 ghost. 1 ghost, yeah. No Vikings, like 2 libs. Oh my god, I was so concerned, but Vindicta was so quick to react with his production. He was so quick to respond, and he knew what he needed to do. He just had to buy some time. The win condition was still there. Oh my god.
Yeah, those bunkers at the front, those were absolutely clutch. That is not something that you normally see that late into the game, but that bought him so much time. Even having that extra base towards at the bottom, but further to the right. Having that extra base further out just gave him a bit more of a buffer and really saved his skin there.
It really did. It really did. I want to get a massive shout out. We weren't able to mention it earlier, but we did get a couple of raids here. SC2 Full, thank you so much for the raid and for the support. I hope everyone has enjoyed themselves here as, oh my god, the Ducklings. We have done it. We have taken down the Juggernauts. They are no more. We move on to round 3 of the World Team League qualifiers.
Yeah, and honestly, this is one of the sides that was one of the most threatening coming into this bracket. So we do have on the other side of the bracket, our potential opponents are neck and neck. It is CSO Esports and I don't want to mess up the name of this other team. It says Hist and Toss. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
I believe it's 2 university teams that they combined.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I recognize quite a few of these players. They've got Haas on there. They've got Breaking GG. So definitely some strong players there. It looks like they're neck and neck with CSO, with Breaking GG putting in a very good performance there.
Exactly. Everyone, !B in the chat if you want to get a link to the Wikipedia page, because it looks like we were some of the last teams to finish up tonight. We had some very long games. We had a lot of half an hour games as well. It was intense. It was crazy. Vindicta even just messaged me. He was like, oh, that's it. I was ready to go again. He was like, I was ready for another game. It was so close, and you're right on the money with that. I agree. I do think that the Juggernauts were probably the strongest team to go up against in our portion of the bracket, and I was really concerned going into this. And let's be real, let's be honest, there's a world out there where a couple of differences, and Vindicta, he may not have made it all the way, you know, like that game versus MeomaikA, even this game against GogojOey, they were very, very close indeed. So mad props to the Juggernauts. Your players played incredibly well, and even though the score may not show it, like, it was very close. It was very close.
Yeah, these were some incredibly close games. Takes 2 to tango, and these players made for some very, very good games. And yeah, just props to Vindicta being able to pull these ones out, but they were it was a stiff test for sure. And yeah, it just makes it all the more exciting going further into the bracket.
Oh yeah, very exciting indeed, as I do try and show off the games here. Oh god, there's just a lot of games to go on. Hold on, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I think that may work. Boom, there we go. So yeah, just a massive shout out to the Juggernauts. I know they're all in the chat as well. I know Calibre's in the chat as well. It was an intense time that we had, a lot of insane games. And we're not done, because tomorrow is going to be round 3, the qualifying matches for Code A.
Yeah, that's right. So we do have our qualifying match coming up between the winner of that showdown between CSO Esports and Hist and Toss. So we will have to see who's going to come out of that one to challenge us. There are 4 spots in this bracket to qualify. Lots of other very strong teams further up in the bracket fighting for those spots as well.
Oh yeah. A lot of very strong teams. Again, we do see tomorrow Onside Gaming versus Infernales Esports. Will Onside Gaming drop a single map? I don't know. Let's find out tomorrow. Root Gaming today came out on top of Starlight Twinkle. Oh my god. So Root Gaming's even Cats took a game. Oh my god.
Yeah. Cat's taking the ace game with his random. That's kind of sick.
Shaking my head. That is pretty sick. So shout out to Cats for actually, you know, supporting his team and actually diving into the ring as well. Berserk Esports, it looks like there was a bit of a walk over there. So Dimaga just clean swept over there. Bit of a, I don't know if I want to say upset, but 2 very strong teams face each other. LTK versus Team Roddy. Oh my, Roddy played? Roddy. Where's Baby Marine, like, Puppy? Where's Baby Marine?
Roddy taking on Reaper. Maybe Baby Marine wasn't available, because it does look like they sent Goblin out again for the ace match. But unfortunately for Team Roddy, Reaper and Nina proving too strong and managing to take out the full team themselves. So License to Kill will go on to face Team Super.
Ooh, that's going to be spicy, mate, because Team Super is the new quote-unquote Korean team. They've got Rebellion, they've got Lunacy, and they've got Chance. And Chance just swept Koda, their opposing team. Chance didn't drop a single map, just mowing through everyone.
Yeah, Chance picking up after Lunacy, getting the clean sweep through the team there. So looks like a very strong performance there. And they will be needing him when they go up against License to Kill.
Exactly. So a lot of amazing teams, and they're all going to be going at it tomorrow, and so will we. It was a close series, a very close series against the Juggernauts. We're going to be going up against the winner of CSO Esports and Histon Toss. I want to give a special shout out to all of our players as well, especially because, like, even though Vindicta, you know, he was our ace towards the end and he was able to clutch it out for us, like Dolan and PattyMac, they also had their own runs, and hey, they also took their own maps and took down their own players. So I want to give them some shout outs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was so close all the way through. Both those players having their 1-1 and showing their skills off as well. Especially Dolan being able to show off some of those more creative cheeses that he does have in the bag, making him such a valuable tournament player.
Exactly. Oh, such a valuable player indeed. So massive shout out to Miguelito. He was able to sleep in today, and he needed that sleep for the length of his games. Oh my god. And with that, we are done for the night. We're going to be back here again the same time tomorrow in less than 24 hours, in around 21 hours. We will be back here with some more World Team League. Where hopefully the CranKy Ducklings, I believe in our boys. I believe that we can't just go to Code A. I believe we can go all the way. We can go to Code S. You know, we can. You know what? Give us onside. give us
DPG. Give us onside.
Vindicta's
gonna clean sweep them.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, yo, Vindicta, mate. If Vindicta, he can take down Beyond. He can take down Maru. Okay, he can do it. I believe. Oh my god. So yeah, basically, for those who don't know, these are the qualifiers to get into Code A of World Team League, and then Code A is going to be next week, and the top 4 players from Code A, there's a massive bracket, teams of Code A move on to Code S, and that's where the big dogs are, and we're going to do our best to make our way there. There are 4 qualifying spots in Code A, so even though Onside Gaming is the clear favorite, there's 3 other teams that can make it through, or they could even be an upset, so still plenty of opportunities for the Ducklings.
Yeah, that's right. And further up in that Code A, there are some formidable teams already there and waiting. We do have the return of IG, we have Alpha X Drakes waiting there, and we do have the relegated teams from the last season of the World Team League, the Platinum Heroes and the Starving Camels as well, waiting there.
I forgot about the Starving Camels. Oh my god.
Mate, we're gonna be fighting for jerseys all the way through.
All the way, Papi, all the way. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. For those who don't know, Vindicta is streaming right now, so head on over and give him some love. We're going to give him a raid anyway, so check out the ace player of the CranKy Ducklings, Vindicta, putting in so much work. And speaking of putting in a lot of work, Asher, where can people find you? I've heard some whisperings. Stream soon? Oh?
Yeah. Soon. Soon. I think slowly getting together the parts for a computer, and once that's all good to go, once we're all established, I will start to think about it.
Oh, beautiful. If you do start thinking about it, where can they find your stream?
I think it'll be twitch.tv/ whatever the hell my name is, AsherBro. Is that right?
You're a fucking animal, mate. What's wrong with you? What is my Twitch ID? Shaking my head.
Mate.
Uh-huh.
It's 3 a.m. I'll work it out another day, you know?
Shaking my head. Oh god. But yeah, AsherBro on Twitch. Check him out. Hold on. ! AsherBro in chat. There we go. Beautiful. There's your Twitter and your Twitch.
There we go.
Yeah,
at least someone knows.
He's an amazing player, and I'm sure his stream will be fire, mate. It's gonna be a lot of memes, and hopefully not too much smudging. Hopefully.
Probably mostly smudging. That's all right. It's just the Terran way. And where can they? Speaking of smudging, where can they find you?
Oh, yes. Lad_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I'm not going to be streaming this weekend just because we have so much casting to do. And same with this coming week. DreamHack Atlanta qualifiers are on the horizon. But usually when I'm not casting, I'm on my Twitch channel streaming, trying to ladder, trying to find a way to beat Terran. You know, we saw the games. You know, how do you beat Terran? You can't do it. You can
Not possible.
It's so, you can be up 20 workers. You can be up, 50 supply in army as well. And you just can't do it. Oh my god. So yeah, you can watch me struggle over there. I'm also streaming some Spider-Man. I'm going to be finishing Spider-Man this week as well, if you're interested. But if you only want the CranKy Ducklings casting, then check us out here on the CranKy Ducklings Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. The CranKy Ducklings are all over the place. You can interact with us on Discord. You can follow us on social media. We post whenever we go live, and we go live on a daily basis. We are actually going live 2 times a day. We were casting earlier this morning, and later on in the evening, our next cast is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia. This is my reminder to you, Asher. ESL Open Cup Asia is going to be in 11 to 10 hours.
I agreed to go out for coffee with someone beforehand too, so I guess I just don't get to sleep. Alright.
No, if you have plans, it's okay. Just don't worry about it.
No, it's okay. I'll be back in time.
Okay. You're gonna die. Yeah. So we are gonna be casting ESL Open Cup Asia tomorrow. So if you want some Korean StarCraft, we got you there. And then tomorrow evening, again, in like 20-ish hours, World Team League Qualifier Day 3. We're going to be there fighting our heart out to qualify for World Team League.
Hey, we're going to win.
We're going to win. We're going to win the whole thing. Let's go. Give us your love. Give us your support. Make sure you're there. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you follow Vindicta, PattyMac, Dolan, Starduck, Eric, everyone. We're all going to be there. And it's gonna be an intense week of StarCraft. I mentioned it earlier. The DreamHack Atlanta qualifiers are next week, and we also cast all the qualifiers for DreamHack Atlanta. So if you want to be up to date on that stuff, you can follow us as well. You can watch, you can tune in, and yeah, busy times. Thank you so much for watching. Asher, do you have anything you want to add before we head off?
Believe in yourselves. Terran Copium can achieve anything.
Terran Copium can actually do anything. We've seen it ourselves. It's crazy. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Check out Vindicta_SC2. We're gonna give him a raid, give him some love, give him some support, give him all of your money. Just give him some love. We'll see you guys there. Good night.
Good night.